Hey guys, it's Sunday. So, you know what that means? It's the day before Monday. No, no, we're going to do a giveaway. What? I know. She thinks some of my jokes are not
Funny? Yeah.
funny, but I try. I try. What can I say? So, uh, so far it's been a crazy hectic Sunday. It seems to be that for us, like that's the mainstay anymore. Um, but we did get some gaming in this week. We are going to do a giveaway here. I can show you the. Oh, I forgot to grab that too. The game that we're going to give away.
Get in 1 second.
So give us a second or two or a minute. She's going to get that stuff taken care of there. And we just wanted to make sure that we give people a few minutes to get in, have some fun. And that's what it's all about, right? Hanging out, having some fun. And hopefully you guys are doing good where you're at. So the giveaway for today, Ashley's going to go and grab it off our shelf here. Is sponsored by Clint. Clint's the one that bought this and put it up. It's brand new. It's tanks, but no tanks. So sealed box we'll give you, and we'll send it to you there. There's kind of what it looks like on the back. It's not checkers, by the way. It's up to 4 players, and you feel free to watch our little couple-minute video where we did a game. I think it was about 10 minutes, so I think you guys could do that. 10 minutes isn't too long. We try to keep our videos short, so you can watch it on YouTube. Instagram, we uploaded it, and it was a bit too long to put on TikTok. So, but 10 minutes is pretty quick, 10, 11 minutes. The game's not a hard game. It's not, crazy, insane kind of game. It's just tanks, and you got plastic tanks in there with wooden pieces, which is kind of cool. And I thought it was a nice touch, the wooden pieces. It makes it more nostalgic kind of thing, but it's kind of cool. So that's the game we're going to give away here. Of course, we're going to wait till we get enough people on here to do it. And if we'll take it from there, and we'll see. So again, hopefully you guys have a good weekend. We are getting ready to do a show on terrain, and that's probably going to be like an hour or so. So we might set an event for that one there and give you guys a little bit of time to set that up and go through just basics of making some terrain from scratch. We do ours a little bit different than a few of the ones I think you've seen out there, and then show you how to resin cast it and so on. So we've had several people ask, and so I think that'd be a pretty good idea to do that. And like I said, it'll be pretty interesting. It's kind of fun. It's pretty cool to be able to do that, to make your own terrain and to game. That's all good. Ashley here has been working on her pox walkers and another commission she's doing at the time. So she got most of her combat patrol box done, and then she's paused that to work on another commission that she's doing. So that's working out pretty cool. And we can show you some of those if you want.
Well, all the Pockwalkers?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Taylor. How are you, sir? Let me see here. How's it going out there where you live? Having fun yet? Maybe.
Yeah, finally all the Pockwalkers are done.
Yeah, for the most part, I think you got most of them done here, don't you?
So it sounds a bit low.
Hmm?
Our sound. Is it all the way up?
Our sound is low? I'm not sure why it's low, to be honest with you.
Because it's going off the computer.
It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be not that. Yeah, it is. It's not going off my my mic at all. Did it go up there, Tyler, or did it go down? I can adjust it, the volume higher. How's that? Is that better on the volume? I just turned it up. It shows this, watch. I mean, I think that's what it is. How's that there, Tyler? Yeah, better? Okay. Maybe it was just too low. So, sorry about that. I don't know why it's turned almost all the way up, though, so.
It says it's a bit better. Huh.
Okay, we'll go with that then. I don't know. It was working just fine all the other streams. And then that same thing. I haven't done anything, but, you know, who knows. So what have you been up to, Taylor? You getting any more of your miniatures done? Having some more fun? I've been watching some of your short videos there. So hopefully that works out good for you there. All
right, anyway.
All right, so what are you doing? So Ashley here is going to think. She's going to show off some of this here. You don't, it's not screen share, it's going to actually be the camera. So.
I believe it's that one. There we go.
Pardon a messy desk. But there you go. There's some
38 of them.
Slope. There you go.
Come on. Maybe. It's picking up everything else.
Yeah, there's 38 in that set, you said.
No, there's 30 in this, the combat patrol. And then I had 10 from the No Fear box. So I have 40 pop walkers.
You still had 10 from the No Fear box?
I stopped doing them because they pissed me off.
So she's got all these done. I mean, some of them are like interesting in the orange.
He's a scuba diver.
Just jumped out of a prison or something, huh? All orange jumpsuit.
So I did make these guys bloody because they are all melee anyway. So
she got that done, and I got some of my terrain stuff I had ordered done, and we got to game the other night. We did a couple games, so if you missed it, we did. It's kind of funny because we did a live stream of how to do the game, tanks but no tanks. We did it to Facebook. And then we did a live stream also to Instagram. And then I uploaded the video to, pardon me, to YouTube. So that way we got it pretty much everywhere. Other than we couldn't get it onto TikTok, obviously, because it was like 10. I think it's 10 or 11 minutes. So it's a pretty fast playing game there, Taylor, too. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, we played, what, 2 games?
No, we played 3. We played a game.
Oh yeah, we
to make sure we had it down.
And
then we live streamed it to Instagram, and then we thought, let's do it again and live streamed it to Facebook.
You got your ass kicked.
So yeah, but I got my butt kicked in 2 out of the 3 games in under an hour, so it plays really quick. It's not.
I can see it being 40 minutes if you have all 4 people.
Maybe. If you drug it out. Well, if you use the cards.
Yeah, well, the more players you have, the more supposed to.
Was that the dog that moved the furniture back there?
No, he moved his bowl.
Oh. He moved something. So, yeah, it's been a fun week. So we did get gaming and stuff in. We did get that done. Our YouTube channel is growing. So thank you guys for those of you that have joined.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah. Starting to pick up speed. These are the ones that you can show them on the camera there, but that was
switch back over.
These are kind of interesting here. Taylor, check this out.
These were our little giveaway things for our Patreon. Oh, next one down.
Oh, where to go? This.
No, USB. Up one, right there.
There it is.
Ah, I'm caught.
Hold on. So wait. So what these are, they're birch. They're birchwood miniatures that cut out of solid birch. So they kind of look like this when they're done.
Yeah, I'm keeping a couple. I have to paint them.
I don't know if there you go. You can see it maybe. So they're pretty thick little figures, and they're etched on both sides. So they're custom cut out of birchwood, and it will, those lines will show the paint up when you do it. So they're 28 millimeter wooden figures. So that's what we've got for like anybody, the first 10 people on our Patreon there that we just started, we'll send them each one. Ashley said she'd paint it if they wanted them to.
Yep.
But those are kind of cool. We had them ordered. So you show that.
See what?
Yeah. So that's something we were doing too. So just been kind of busy in all sorts of little areas. And yes, Taylor, I think it was about 130 when you joined. That's correct.
Probably.
So now I think we just hit 200, which is pretty nice. And put it back there.
No.
So I believe so. There, Taylor. Oh, good grief.
You spelled it right.
Why does it try to correct everything? Yeah, and yours is doing pretty good there too, Taylor. You're getting, I noticed you're getting views on your videos is doing pretty good. So that's cool. I mean, it's a super saturated, thing. So, and with everybody at home, almost everybody's doing it. People that never did it before decided to do it out of boredom. Some, want to be the next ninja or,
I think there's more like D&D because they have what they are on them.
Well, they could be used for about anything.
I guess any RPG.
Yeah, for RPG. Because now you skipped off what I was talking completely to miniatures. So is that not what you did? Right?
Say what?
Exactly.
I'm so lost.
Yeah, so was I. So I wasn't talking about that, but now we are. So yes, they'd be good for any kind of role-playing game. Yep, for the most part. But all you can do is get out there and try. Ours is to have fun, and we're a little different, and we kind of go against the grain.
Difference and understatement.
So it's just a little different, but it's been picking up for us. So our biggest challenge is just having more time to game. There are some people that are unfortunately forced, locked down, and they're not working, and they got tons of time, and which is good in that regard, bad, in other regards, but then it does allow them the time. Where we're at, it's not that way. So we got work every day and all sorts of stuff, and there's just not a lot of time. So
Yep.
It does kind of eat into that a little bit. So a lot just depends. We try to get whatever gaming we can in. And like I said, the short little clips, if you want to watch it on the YouTube channel, it's about 11 minutes. And same thing on Instagram. I got it under the little movie there. It's a simple, fast game. It's pretty fun. And easily put away. I like it because it comes with everything you need for the game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's simple. It's either you move or you shoot. That's it.
Yep.
And there's no, well, did I kill it kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not complicated, whereas some games, like Warhammer's kind of complicated.
There's literally 3 directions.
What?
There's only 3 directions.
Yeah.
That's it.
So it is nice, but for those of you who are used to been a lot to do a move and range check and all that's gone. So it's more like you got a little bit of strategy because either you take the bases or you take the tanks. It's one or the other. So, and you can only do one thing on a move. You can either move or you could shoot on that turn. but you can't do both. So it's some strategy stuff, man. To be honest with you, and it almost feels like you're playing checkers with tanks, kinda, don't it? It looks like a checkerboard a bit. So
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Or chess. It's actually more like chess.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Well, that's all
Because
I
the point
can
is
say.
to basically try to get to the bases, which would be your king and queen.
And yeah, it was really quick. Really quick, so.
Oh, yeah. And it's actually simple, so even kids can do it real easy.
So that's the whole point. Some of the games are a bit too much. Like they're too much to bring new people into because it becomes overly complicated. And so that's a hindrance there to the gaming. Yes, and thank you. Well, you got the mouse there. So you are correct on that one there, Taylor. This game again is quick. So it's fun though too. It's not.
It's a different take on tanks.
It's a take, yeah. So it's
I kind of I wasn't too thrilled about it when when I first saw it. I'm like, that just seems too kind of stupid. But as soon as I actually played it, I actually like it. It's fun.
Yeah, I don't think it's dumb at all.
No.
So it does help out a bit to have something to do that you can do in just a few minutes. So, I mean, obviously, you guys know we like Warhammer and like Gale Force 9 tanks and World of Tanks and Team Yankee, but you don't always have an hour and a half or 2 hours to
sit down and play.
Do a game. Yeah.
Yeah, we played during dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
What we were eating. We had no kids, so we decided to play.
It was pretty quick. So actually, I like it because we got 2 boxes: the sealed one to give away, and then one that was open we keep here to game with, and it's actually a fun game. So there's a lot of other games though too that fit that category. That Assassins and Kings
and Assassins,
King and Assassins.
That was about a half-hour game. Well, it depends. You can get it done pretty quick.
Yeah, Aries Games makes that one. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the granddaughters kind of despised us for a little bit because we got rid of it.
They
liked that game. They want us to buy it again.
Yeah. It actually had cool little miniatures, and you didn't know who was the assassin, and you had a small board, double-sided. And again, that was only
14 moves.
You had 14 moves with that game, and either you got the king to safety or you assassinated the king. So either way, the game ended in 14 turns, which I don't think it took more than 20, 30 minutes.
I think the longest one was our very first one because we kept going back and forth.
But I think once you get, at it fairly quick, it's maybe a half-hour game.
I think the one we did with Clint was only 20 minutes.
Yeah. One of them was quick and the other one was a little longer, but I don't think either one of those exceeded it. I think we have a playthrough on the YouTube channel on that, I believe too, so. Called Assassins and King, and it's a pretty good game actually. The miniatures are nice, and so you got the board and the miniatures. This game is nice in the sense that you got miniatures, board, and a few cards. So kind of like Aliens, it touches on all 3 aspects of what people like to sit down and game. You got cards, and you got miniatures, and you got a board. So it covers the bases on that too. What you doing now? Not sure?
No, I'm going to go through our videos real quick.
Oh, well, it's there.
I believe so.
Yeah. It's there if you want to check it out. So, hoorah. That is what we've been up to this week, is just gaming, and she's got other stuff she's doing now, and I'm finishing up my farm terrain.
Commission painting. I stopped doing my combat box to do this.
Yep. Well, most of your combat box is done now.
Yeah, I have 9 figures left out of that box. Typhus, the Putrefier, and 7 of the Plague Marines. I have the Putrefier and 3, I believe, 3 or 4 of the Space Marines built.
Oh, well, so she's got more to do then. But another game too that I wouldn't mind doing again is Star Wars X-Wing. If you like Star Wars movies, you'd probably like X-Wing. At first, it's like that's cool, but I don't know if I'd want to play it because it's like ship to ship combat. But it's actually pretty fun on the table because if you move wrong, you're off the table. If you're off the table, you're out of the game because you may not be able to complete your turn without flying off. So it's that's an interesting game too, and it's cheap to get into, and also another. Yeah, that's a little bit longer, probably within an hour, 40 minutes to an hour or less. If you just play with a few, it goes pretty quick too. So we should do that. We should do one show where it's just all the fast games. But like I was saying earlier, so we want to do one where we're just doing some terrain, make some terrain for you guys, and show you resin cast it. Yeah, it's on there.
That it is. It's under game giveaway. Is what it's under. 8 months ago.
Yep.
Dang, it's already been that long?
Yeah.
Where's the time gone?
The time is gone.
And then we did an unboxing of the game too.
Yeah.
So it's there.
It's a good game, especially if you got family. It's not too bad. It's pretty easy to do.
It's fun. It's like a hide and seek.
This is true, Taylor. I mean, once you get used to the core mechanics, a lot of the games have the same core mechanics. It's basically the same thing. Some games are super simple, like we were showing, and some are also too much. But then there's that psychological pull to, I've mastered this insane, way to have to play, and you can coach others, you can kind of brag. And so some of the games are purposely made hard to play, so you felt you conquered something learning it. It's just part of their marketing, is all that is. Otherwise, you could simplify the games. Most of them fairly easy, even like Warhammer. There's some steps you could shave off that don't need to make it.
Warhammer, you kind of make it your own game.
Yeah, you could trim that down a bit. But
now that they have all the new rules.
The 9th.
That and the actual terrain now can shoot back and do damage.
Well, now that's interesting. I thought was kind of cool because the terrain can take damage. Apparently,
it can take damage and give damage.
So but again, to buy that, you have to buy the terrain book, which I think is $30 or $40,
something like that.
But
I mean, just like with my guys, there's it's a Pokwalker furnace, and then I can't remember what the other one's called, but it's a 2-piece set. But one is basically if any Pokwalkers are by it, it will automatically revive the Pokwalkers. I don't have to roll for it.
You don't need that.
Says who? The other one does something about gives you another roll or something for the Space Marines and all those other guys. I would have no problem putting Modifius. Oh Lord.
Yeah, Modifius is.
Yeah, I said it right. Okay, I'm like, wait a minute.
No, Modifius makes the Skyrim and
my brain went dead on his name.
Moratorium.
Thank you. And all the Pokwalkers. I would run just those.
Apparently you can. There's a way to do it.
I could.
She doesn't need to do that. There's too much.
Depending on what I get for this commission, that's probably what I'm going to buy.
Well.
That or that meat grinder.
No.
Yeah. And I'm going to take one of your
grinder?
Yes, I would. And I would take one of your guys and one of Keegan's guys, and I'm destroying them.
So yeah, meat grinder, I guess. What was the name of that though? You had found it, but I don't think it's a meat grinder. You can look that up then.
Yep.
So I will, Taylor. I will ask Clint about that and see.
Move your hands.
Excuse me. So you're...
I'm trying to remember how I found it.
Yeah. Now she wants to look for... It would be a bloat drone. There you go.
Yeah, it's a bloat drone.
But particularly what kind, I'm not sure of the name on it, though. Nope. There you go.
It is. Bloat drone meat grinder.
Let me go to the images. It's right there. So you could screen share that. This is what she wants to get, yeah.
Right there. That's what I want. And I'd put one of the Space Marines down in here, and maybe one of the Necrons.
Whoa.
And
What?
Modeling for Advantage.
Oh.
Mr. Kaiser.
Hello, sir. How are you doing? She was just showing Taylor here her meat grinder that she wants to use on.
And I will destroy one of your guys.
Well, yeah, it's gonna grind them up.
No, I meant literally one of your Space Marines is gonna be dead. He will be decapitated and body parts all over that place.
That's good.
But it won't be one of the new box. I won't touch them because I spent too much time painting them.
Yeah, so she wants to take one of my Marines and use them as decoration. And
I will use one, and I'll probably get one of Keegan's guys too.
Yeah, but you don't really need to. And you'd have
to
be
but
careful.
If I'm going to start making my stuff bloody, I'm going to make it look bloody.
Yeah, but you can't just randomly walk in and take one of my Marines either.
I'll use one of your old set.
No.
I mean, I can't use him. He's too big.
No. This is my desktop guardian guy.
Hey, I got the Blood Angel over there.
Yeah, so you can't shred him up. That wouldn't be cool.
That's probably as big as the blow drone.
Yeah, it's bigger than the model status for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Say hello to who? Taylor, you would like me to say hello to...
I think he's telling that to Kaiser.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, that's for you, Modeling for Advantage. There you go. But anyways, that's kind of it. We've been getting those things done. I've been catching up on that stuff, and then we got some games.
I work tonight, so I'll be doing more of, actually, it's Modeling for Advantages, who basically hired me to do some commission painting for them. Well, at least. Oh, I think he's talking about the game now.
Asterix the Gaul from children's book? Never heard of it. Sorry, I don't know. Maybe is it a book just out that way? I don't know. I don't
now
recognize
that's gonna.
That. Now Ashley's gonna have
Curiosity
to
kills the cat.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
Give me the
Taylor or Kaiser. I don't know.
You guys missing out? Uh-oh.
We missed out. We probably did miss out. So now she's gonna. Yeah, now she's gonna look it up.
I can't see with your big head.
The ghoul. I'm sorry. Oh, I guess there is some kids' book. What is this? That's some interesting looking stuff. Drawings that it's pulling up.
It's like a comic.
Yeah.
It's a manga. That's what it is. It's manga. I've never heard of this. 1967. Not here in the U.S. They ain't.
What
are they? Some kind of like gods? I'm assuming.
They might be massively famous. It's just possible that we never heard of them. I never heard of them growing up either.
I've never.
It's an interesting looking comics there. You got two main characters, right? Looks like it's constantly showing a big guy and a little guy with wings on his head. Okay, so there's Asterix. It's the little guy with the sword and like wings on his head. Okay. Sorry, I didn't know. Yeah.
There's a movie.
Yep, Asterix. Oh, a DVD.
I'm gonna have to try to find this.
So, well, there you guys go. Ashley will dig it up and watch it.
I will. I'll find it.
Looks like, so is it, I mean, it looks like some comedic type of scenes that they're showing, so,
yeah, it looks like they're like
here.
like Hercules kind of thing.
So we'll make sure it's the correct one.
I'm assuming.
This is what it's showing for us. I'd scroll. I take it that's correct. This is the.
Oh, where did I find the movie? Hold up. There it is. This one. Open. Movie.
So there's a movie, yeah. Amazon.com. So. DVD. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to check them out and see, you guys. I mean, I honestly don't know anything about them.
Okay, I could get it on Amazon, huh?
Well, Kaiser says the books were amusing when he was about 10. Yeah, it looks like it came out.
$30.
Well, it depends, though. I mean, if it's collectible or not.
But there's 4 of them.
Yeah. Well, that looks like there's just different ones.
Imported, no English.
Might be a little difficult to watch.
Well, I can understand some Japanese, but I've watched it so many times.
YouTube, we can check it out and see.
We're getting unstable internet.
Yeah, what is that? Oh, what happened? Looks like.
Oh, we're still going okay, I guess.
That was weird.
Huh.
It just popped up and said unstable internet, and then poof, it dropped down several people. I don't know. I've never seen
I don't
that.
understand because
not on this.
We still got Taylor and Kaiser in.
Okay, so Kaiser, you're saying it's popular as Peanuts was? Yeah, Peanuts is still pretty popular.
I would say that's still popular. They're still making Peanuts.
Snoopy and the Red Baron. Actually, I believe it was, I want to say Aries, because I think they're the ones that make Wings of Glory. And so one of them was a Snoopy Red Baron. And you can play it in the game from what I've been told. Because I have the World War I Wings of Glory, which is pretty cool. It's all World
You have
War
the Red Baron.
Well, no, I have the German Red Baron. But not, this is actually Snoopy on his.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can play him in the game. So, yeah. But that Peanuts is pretty popular.
We're getting unstable internet again. What's going on?
See, and it jumped back up. More viewers. I don't know what's happening on our end. It's like saying unstable internet, then it goes down, and then it goes up.
Well, we're getting a lot of wind, and we had that little storm. So maybe it's screwed with something? I don't know.
We don't need any more storms. We're still
yeah,
recovering
we don't need
from the
any
last one. We'll have to check it out there, Taylor, and see.
Yeah, definitely. I'll have to look and see if it's on Netflix, which I don't believe I've ever seen it. But if it's in a different quote language,
but it might be on Amazon too, which we got Amazon Prime. Oh
yeah. Hold on, let me grab up.
Hold on, Kaiser.
I got one.
So let's switch the camera for you.
Oh, let him know I got that paint today.
You could tell him she's getting one now, Kaiser. Here, let me switch it over.
Live. Up there.
Hold on.
He's not dead.
You have to
It's a
like
start.
maybe adjust it.
There we go. Stop. Don't move it. I just literally started, so I got basically the bot.
But you have some of those drones done too, right?
They're built, but they're not done.
So you can show them.
Those things were a bitch.
Yeah, I would show them.
Does that look okay, Kaiser? I went off of the picture that you sent me, so.
Grab some of the drones there. She got a couple other pieces built too, so.
Well, I got all the soldiers done. They're built. Well, 5 of them.
Okay, so if you heard her, she's got 5 of them built and some more. Well, you tell me.
These guys sucked, Kaiser. These big drones. Trying to figure out how they went.
I'd turn it over so you can see the top.
I haven't done the actual, the base color on the figure. Okay. Yeah, honestly, I still got to do more highlights and stuff, but that was all the time I had because I was trying to figure out how to build this thing.
But you got a couple of these built?
I got 2 of these, the 4 other drones that are little itty tiny things, and 5 of the 10 guys he wanted. No, it's okay. I figured it out.
Yeah, so no worries about that there.
So, but as long as those colors work for you, that works for me. Did I put that other guy away? Yes, I did.
So she got it figured out there, Kaiser. And plus, you're going to work on some more tonight too, huh?
Yep.
So
if anything, I'll get the 5 guys painted up first.
Yeah, she's heading to work and then, so when she goes to work, she'll. Whoa, that's it.
Sorry, I thought you switched it.
No, hold on a second here.
Up. Oh, it's up.
Oh, there it is. All right, there we go.
So, I figured I was going to try to get one done.
He says there's no rush. He's excited.
Yeah, as soon as I got him, literally, I went to work and I got him done. Well, started.
Yeah, so she was pretty excited, Kaiser. She got those up and going there and get that done. At least her work at night.
I have about an hour worth of work, and then I can paint for 7 hours.
It's not a glorious job, but she has.
Hey, I got time, and I'm usually left alone.
Well, there you go. Getting left alone. I'm seeing work for me is a bit different. My day starts off early, like 5 a.m., 4:45, and usually I get up a little bit earlier, like at 4, so I can sit under my desk and cry for about 30 minutes.
And I got your basing stuff too.
Oh,
there's that marine, Mars-looking technical paint.
So she ended up getting some there, Kaiser. So
that I'm gonna.
Whoa, come on, camera.
I know what I'm gonna do. Do I ask him if I have free reign on him? On the basis. Do I got free reign?
So you'll have to ask him. So there's the paint. That's a pretty big pot, really.
Yeah, but I have to close that up quick.
Yeah.
Dip it and close it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if I have free reign, I got little rocks. These are foam from Battlefield that I haven't even. I think I've opened them just to look at it.
So these it's just easier to do it this way because they'll be flying everywhere.
Live. Up.
That's not it.
USB live.
Oh, I don't know why it's so difficult though. So
if I have free reign, I'm going apeshit on
So she wants to know if she can do just to see how it looks.
Like a Mars look.
Because it's Mars. Try to use some of these.
Well, that I'll paint them, but
no, she doesn't mean free. No, these are, see these little rocks? They're actually made out of cork. I mean, it's funny. Yeah.
Thank unicorn. No, I meant base wise. I wouldn't even do that. I'm not that mean.
Yeah, this stuff here is kind of cool. Used it on a lot of other stuff. It goes a long way. Goes a long way. But the rocks, when they're done, you'd have like a Martian-y kind of look, you know. Or as close as we can tell what's supposedly there.
Well, I just figured.
Why not? I mean, can't hurt.
Okay, then I will do a base and see. I'll send a picture of one. I believe I have some other bases.
Okay, so here, what do you want to do? Oh,
that way
you
this
can just
can go
leave
back
it
up,
there
so
if you want, in case we need it again.
Well, I'd rather put it up so you don't have your head hitting.
Yeah, stand up, hit my head. That'd be great.
We've done it.
Yeah, I have.
We both have.
That kind of hurts because it's a solid metal pole. So smack, it's like
Okay.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
Brian. Oh, is he finally going to come back to our live streams?
Yeah, I think so. So Kaiser said he got some of the Game Workshop rocks. Those Game Workshop ones are bigger. These are not. These are more like
little itty tiny.
Yeah,
pieces.
it'll. She could like try to do one, put it on there temporary, let you see what it looks like.
He gave me a bunch of extra bases, so I'll try one and I'll send a picture to you.
Yeah, they're much smaller. The Games Workshop stuff's pretty cool, but it's bigger.
If anything, I'll cut some of them down. Greg actually bought me a new. Where's that new box? Where'd you put that box?
What are you looking for?
Or do I have to pull mine out?
Oh, you mean these?
Yeah.
Oh, that came with your paint.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So I have new clips and files, and there's tweezers in here too. Nice.
Yeah. It's a cool little.
I haven't opened it yet.
For like $8. You get snips, razor cutter.
Yeah, it looks like some blades. There's a decent sized pair of tweezers in there too.
Yeah, I'll open it up later and just show people what's in there. But
so I'll give one a test and then I'll send you pictures of it. I believe I have bases somewhere around here anyway.
And so Taylor or Brian, she's basing some figures for.
That was some flow coffee.
What she's doing, I can't remember. What is the name of that? Oh, it slipped my mind. The name
Something
of
of the Gates.
Yeah. So, anyways, just some basing on some figures there.
Nah, don't spill coffee. Just a little overflow.
Yep. Grab your coffee. There you go. But anyway, some of the stuff's kind of cool. Those little rocks, we've used them on other things, and it's gone a long way.
I believe the only time I've ever used those were actually on Keegan's American Soldiers. I believe I used them on.
So on the German set,
and some I think you used some on your German.
So they work really good too.
With those little.
With the little guys, like your Flames of War, your Team Yankee guys. So when you're putting them on the bases, they fit really good in there too. So they're not big. That's not overpowering.
I'll cut them up a little bit too. Yeah. I'll see how it works.
Well, they're not. They're not big. God. They're just not big pieces.
Yeah, hot. Oh,
what was that?
Brian is joining. Long time no see, old man.
I know what's going down.
Oh, Ashley has gone from paused her work on her combat patrol stuff to do a few things for
Kaiser
modeling for Advantage there. So
yeah. I got the Poxwalkers done at least. Never again am I buying more. Never again.
But you can have a whole shit ton of Poxwalkers in your army, though.
I have 40 of them right now.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't need no more.
They're like
patrol boxes. I had 30 in that box.
They're like the
Let's play.
Gretchen of chaos.
Yes. That
Uh-huh.
there is.
Up one there.
So here you go, Brian. Those are all her poxwalkers.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you can have. I mean, I don't play, but I watch I watch a bunch of battle reports, and you can take pretty big blocks of poxwalkers, can't you, in your army?
Yeah.
Point. Well, they're cheap. They're cheap points.
Yeah.
So it's
There.
not anything.
Stop touching!
expensive.
And they keep bouncing back up, don't they? They can like regenerate, or they got like
No, I had to roll 4 or 5, or
Oh,
5 or
okay.
6, I believe. But yeah, they basically
They're just
spawn.
crazy, weird.
I'm afraid I'm gonna knock this all over myself.
And that's Nurgle, right?
Nurgle's actually, well, yeah, it's the Nurgle god.
Yeah,
But,
Death Guard, so
Nurgle's more of a. What the hell is that one? The white boxes.
no, Nurgle oversees a lot of
What's
that,
up,
but
Eric?
these are-
How's it going, man?
They're chaos. All right. Yes, Kaiser. It is quite possible.
We
that I
have.
hit my head. I did it standing up, so.
But no.
But it's
literally, I made these
adjustable.
things bloody as hell. Because they're just melee attacks, so. This one has its stomach ripped open, so I took some of the paint, Blood of the Blood Gods. So it's a texture paint.
But you got these guys that you do with the blue coats.
Yeah, I didn't want white. So
They almost look like they have like the bozo like hair shooting up.
It's like a
Oh,
horn. They
some
all
of
got-
them, yeah, some of them are horns, and then some of these are like tentacles.
Gotcha.
Oh, if I actually point to the right thing, these are all tentacles, and then there's some that are actual horns.
He's got like a loincloth on. The
one,
tentacle
yeah.
coming out. That's funny.
But I mean, before I decided to do any of like the bloody stuff, this is basically one of them that I was just gonna keep kind of slimy. That's why it's slime kind of running down. But D, one of our members, she flat out said my go-to color or my signature color is actually my moot green. All my characters have that so far.
Wow.
So that is one of the actual main colors I do use a lot on my guys.
And guess what? We actually gamed last night.
What?
Yep.
Yeah. 3
40K?
times.
No.
No.
I couldn't do 3 games of 40K, but we did 3 games of tanks, but no tanks. So.
We were live last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that tanks, but no tanks.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
It's interesting.
It almost looks like Othello a little bit. You ever played Othello?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It looks like that, or chess, or checkers.
I kind of took it more like a chess kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where you have to get to the other side of the board and destroy basically your bases, so you're king and queen, basically.
The interesting thing with that, Brian, is you can either only move or shoot. You cannot do both on your turn.
Gotcha.
So you better think about it, because even when you think you're winning.
How long does it last? Like 30 minutes or so?
We played 3 games, and I think, let's see, the first one took a little longer because we were trying to figure out how it played. But the other 2 only took about 10 minutes, maybe at the most. That's even with us talking.
I think the one we filmed the playthrough, we didn't interrupt the playing or edit it, was like 11 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Really quick, because you're either going to move forward, and you got to move all of your tanks. You get 5, so you roll 1 dice. If you roll a 6, you got to do 6 moves.
Yep. I'm talking myself. Go.
So you can split the moves up however you want. You can move, 1 tank 2 spaces, another tank.
The one that we did on Instagram was 12 minutes and 31 seconds. That's with us talking.
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm off a minute.
That's fast.
Didn't mean to mislead you.
Bad, Gray.
That's a
Bad.
total deal breaker now. If it takes 12 minutes, sure, I'm out. It's too long.
Well, you can play 2 players, 3 players, and 4 players. So it says 15 minutes to 12.
I got a question for all you gamers.
Minutes.
So all the gamers listening, Okay,
What
all
kind
you
of
war
gamers?
gamers. Okay. What is the longest straight game in hours you've played? Like, from start to finish in a miniature game. Not
Oh,
taking your time, like not stopping and like, come back in a few hours, but like consistently length of a game. I'll tell you mine. It was a game we played a camp. Well, it wasn't a campaign. It was a Rogue Trader game back in 40K Rogue Trader, and I think we had like 3 tables put together. Right, we made this massive battle, and I think it lasted about like 12 or 13 hours of nonstop gaming.
Clint says 40K, 1,000 points.
oof. 1,000 points. I'm not sure. See,
But how long did it take you, Clint? He wants time wise, not point wise.
oh, I think the longest we've done.
I think it would have been that one Star Wars game when Troy bought the big Death Star, because we pulled out everything, and that was the one Keegan played too.
That took a couple hours, I think. 3.
Yeah, no, we stopped and had to come back the next day because it was like 11 o'clock at night when we finally ended.
Yeah.
And we still were.
But we stopped, so he's talking about.
Clint said 6 hours.
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, I'd say ours was about 4 or 5 hours.
I would, just to be on the safe side, even if I cut it down on that one game, I know it was at least 4 hours.
Right.
But you have to. The other people had to leave too.
Now,
so.
video game wise, I've sat for 15 hours.
You just jack in and you disappear for a couple days.
Who's this one?
Oh, well, hello, Gamer Addict Frank. 40K, he says.
It's my longest. We did 2,000 points, 2v2. So fourth. Oh.
Holy cow.
8 to 9 hours.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
What edition? What edition 40K for that length? Because I mean, you got to think about like 40K now is a lot like it's more streamlined than like the older editions. So you could get a lot of gaming in in that kind of time frame.
It didn't change too much, have it?
Well, I mean, I think it's more streamlined.
I think they have tidied it up. I mean, we're not Warhammer professionals and haven't done it as long as you have, Brian. Well, like Kill Team, that to me was their answer to long games because, your scenario is 4 turns. Like, you're going to get it done in 30 minutes. Or 40, but you're not.
It says the latest edition, so either 8 or 9.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Depending on what group he has, because I know there's some that don't have the 9 edition yet. Like Keegan, Necrons don't. There's
no Necrons have.
Oh, do they finally release it? Okay.
No, they released it right away. You're thinking of other stuff because the Space Marines and the Necrons.
Oh, that's right, because you guys got the new book, the Doctor's book.
Yeah, they released it right after.
That's right.
Or with it.
I say mine just got released.
The Death Guard you just got.
Yeah, I just got
too
released.
long ago. You had to wait.
Yeah, that stuff.
So that's pretty long if you played that long, Brian. Our game would have went longer, but we just you can't. When people have to leave, then they have to leave. So it took us 2 days. Came back the next day and gamed some more. So total, I know we spent over 6 hours on
it. Taylor with the 40K is always rule bickering.
That's true.
Well, I mean, as long as everyone's on the same page, I mean, you're not going to go and do tournament rules with your buddies or your family.
Some people do.
I wouldn't.
I mean,
I'd get too mad and I'll end up throwing something. That's probably why I've never gone to tournaments.
Yeah, you would probably. I could see.
I'd probably get hurt.
I could see her getting.
I never was a tournament guy. I just I don't know. It's a different feel than just a friendly game. It's it's so competitive, and it seems it's faster. It's a lot faster gameplay because you usually have those your time limits per game. But it always had a different feel to me. I never was a big fan of it.
Well, tournaments, I mean, they have their places. I don't got the time for that there. I don't know who that is.
Oh, so modeling for Advantage is on here, right?
Yeah.
They
They
were. I don't know if they still are.
they play bolt action, don't they? I think
I
they play a
believe
lot of
so.
bolt action.
I believe so.
I was
Or
going
at
to tell
least,
them that I
does
played
Kaiser
this
do or
weekend.
does Johnny B?
Hold on.
One of them does, at least.
Oh, okay. I played a bolt action game this weekend. 1,000 point. I played the Chinese and I kicked some butt against some Germans. It was
So
like
how'd you
just.
like
See, I
that
told you
skill?
Germans don't do shit. He just proved it.
I mean, it was
Right,
late war
you?
German army versus an early war Chinese
Okay.
army. So I just had a ton of figures, man. I had a lot of men on the board, and I just steamrolled it. It
That's
was pretty
cool.
interesting. It was weird because the guys I was playing, they play bolt action, a lot, and I did the flanking maneuver. If you have things in reserve, you can like kind of move them off the board down the sides, and they never even heard of that before. Like all of a sudden, I had these two flamethrower armored cars show up on either end of his flank, and he's like, "What are you doing?" Like, flanking maneuver, and he's like, "What? What's that?" I'm like, I don't know, watch, because I'm about to flamethrower that Puma and that squad of Panzer Grenadiers with him.
Yeah, I've not played
But
bolt action, so I don't know about that. It's a bigger scale though, isn't it? It's a
no,
little
yeah,
bit
it's
bigger
28
scale.
mil.
So what when we play ours like Team Yankee and all that stuff's 15 millimeter. So what are you doing? Um, I don't know what all that is.
Hmm. Anyway.
We're just trying to find something that someone posted in the chat. So
Hold on, let's see. So yes, Kaiser's there. He just the computer is not near the painting station.
Frank said that he misses playing bolt action since he moved to Indiana. You can't find anybody to play with there.
Oh, that
That
sucks.
sucks. That sucks.
That's the worst, man. Is moving into a gaming wasteland.
There's Kaiser's bolt action is a fun game, but it rarely works well.
So like I
I
said,
mean,
we
that's true.
haven't played
Like you
bolt action.
said, I mean, but it kind of shows that. I mean, it's true. It's kind of hard to play like non-historical. I mean, like a late war German army is a lot different than an early war German army. So,
And then Clint says, "Same here. No real bolt action players."
In
So
our
I'm assuming he's answering Frank.
Yeah, see, in our area, you guys, I mean, mostly it is.
Around here, it's Warhammer
It's mostly
and tanks.
Yeah, science fiction based kind of gaming in the general area. So the local hobby store, before everything went kind of crazy, they did get-togethers for the tanks game, Gale Force 9 tanks. And now I think they want to do a Team Yankee one.
I think he was going to, and then the COVID stuff happened.
Yeah, so.
But I haven't seen Corey in there.
I did just the other day.
Oh yeah, that's right, we did, but he really didn't talk too much about it.
So it's hard if there's nobody around to play in bolt action. I just haven't seen now. Clint was doing something.
Don't get involved in any more games. I can't afford to paint.
Clint was doing something I think called Dust Tactic or something like
that. Oh yeah, Dust. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Clint play that?
Clint, if you're there, I believe you have.
That's Weird War.
I think that's It's so there's games out there to play, but if you don't have anyone to play with that, it kind of just sucks. But that's what I think.
Any of us really have the time right now.
We have a pretty we have a pretty diverse gaming community down here in Killeen, and there's a lot of old timers like like retirees and vets or whatever that are playing, and they play a lot of historical. So you have a lot of Flames of War and Bolt Action and stuff like that. You'll have some Chain of Command. And then you have some naval, like World War II naval. And hell, I even saw some guys playing the other week. They were playing the original Harpoon. So that was pretty cool. But then you have like the younger guys. They're doing more like the 40K, the GW kind of box stuff. But there used to be a huge Infinity crew down here and BattleTech. There's a huge BattleTech, man.
Yeah.
These guys are old timers, and they have everything that's ever created from BattleTech like times 10. It's pretty amazing when they pull out all the stops when they put a game on in one of the shops. It's massive. It's pretty cool to look at.
Clint ordered a bunch of that Kickstarter when they did BattleTech.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, that was a big thing. They were saying that Kickstarter was awesome.
It was. We did 2 unboxings. I mean, it had so much stuff came that that's on the YouTube channel. So it's just a lot of stuff, and that funded itself like almost immediately. Like they got way beyond the funding they asked for.
So just like throwing you stuff.
So
Thank you.
throwing stuff, yeah. But yeah, see, I think in our area, what we were thinking about doing before all the COVID stuff started was maybe going around to the older folks' homes. We have a lot of them out here, and just kind of in the community area setting up tanks, because it'd be a simple, quick game that I think a lot of the guys would like, especially the vets. And that's what we were getting ready to do. Mm-hmm. And then now you the rules are, it just depends. So we're just gonna wait for things to get figured
Clint
out.
says BattleTech got over 2 million on Kickstarter.
Yeah, they did.
Damn.
They got funded like in, I think it was an insane amount of time, like in a day.
I would say they were
30
pretty much
minutes or something.
Yeah, they had it within a couple hours, I believe.
I was watching
just what they needed, and then they got way over.
BattleTech's pretty huge.
I think we're going for like 100 or 200,000 or something like that.
It's funny you say you say that. It's true. It's like BattleTech. You never see it. You never see it playing. It's really rare that you see it played. But so many people love it and have it. When if you start talking about it, they're like, "Oh yeah, I got this huge BattleTech selection." And
some of the figurines are actually kind of cool. I would buy 1 or 2 of them just to have basically up on the desk, but I would never play with them. That would be my thing.
BattleTech? Are you sure you're not thinking something else? You're not thinking about Gundams, are you?
Either or.
Oh,
yeah, I mean you can reuse them. I mean giant robots, not robots, but mechanical machines or whatever.
Giant mechanical machines.
I'm not sure what the designation is. Mechs, or I guess it would be a mech.
So, Gamer Frank here, he says he remembers having an old school BattleTech and they were cardboard cutout stands. Yes, they still come with cardboard cutout stands. I have a new starter box. So you get some mechs and you get some cardboard cutouts.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think the rules they did the rules to where you can play hex based and just open map. It used to be all hexed terrain. Whatever.
The new one is all hexed because I don't really remember way back in the day, Brian. I mean,
it was hexed.
Yeah, a little, and I remember it was hexed. But the new starter set we picked up last year is sitting over here, and that's what it is. It's hex based movement. Yeah. I mean levels because you have elevation. You still have the sheets to shoot.
Yeah. So Clint says the Alpha Strike is like an open table.
Yeah, and I don't know much about Alpha Strike. Dave from Annex Gaming, he knows about that. He likes to paint mechs. So I know he's mentioned Alpha Strike, but I've never played that version. But you're right. It's one of those games where people have it, and you don't know until you start talking to them.
Yeah.
Dude, you should have seen that Kickstarter. I think they got $2 million in like a day. Or a day and a half.
Let's say they were founded in 7 minutes.
Funded in 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
So
that's one thing I don't really do much. I don't follow the Kickstarters. There's so many out there. I just kind of forget about it, right? And I don't like search it or something, or I don't know.
Well, I don't really search it, but you'll see it. It becomes more
the word of mouth gets out.
Clint prefers the hex maps.
The hex. I think that's
Didn't
that,
you
that's
play one
kind
of
of the
those
more.
with Clint?
Yes, that's that blue box right over there. It says
Battletech that's down there?
no.
Yes. Behind the brown box.
I didn't put it back here.
Behind the severed head,
Oh,
next
wait.
to the.
Yeah. Why is it there?
Because I think you were going to do a video on it.
This one.
Oh yeah.
So you got your mechs, your cards, and the map. And so you do got the cutout ones that come with it, but it's all hex based.
Isn't that the one that for the alien ones? No, never mind.
That's Drop Zone Commander or something like that.
No,
The boys were interested
I was
in that.
thinking
Tripods and triplanes.
That's what I was thinking.
That's World War One. Basically, remember War of the Worlds?
War of the Worlds, yeah.
H.G. Wells, yeah. Actually, Clint has that. We played that, and that was fun. Yeah.
I think the guys who did that are down here in Texas. I think, or at least they bought it or something. Because I've seen them at the cons down here playing it.
Since Adia was saying that if someone tells her and she finds it, she'll fund them sometimes if she likes it. They have some cool stuff on Kickstarter.
I think
they
she
really do.
funded the one and got a bunch.
She got BattleTech too. She funded that and got a bunch of stuff also. So yeah, it is one of those.
Italy.
Aries is in Italy. Yeah.
Clint did.
Italy, I think I've heard of that place.
It's the one that's always kicking people around, right?
I think isn't it on the other side of
It's the big boot.
Yeah, it does look like a boot. Yeah.
It's kicking everything.
I think in the history, that was the only country I can remember over there. For the life of me, that was the only one I can ever remember. I was never good with history. My
daughter has things mixed up here. She, for the longest time, thought Canada was about 45 minutes from where we live. And I'm like, no. It's about 10 or 12 hours, I think.
I think it's
not
border.
too long. You get there in a day, but...
I'm trying to remember when... I don't remember where they lived. But it was only like an 8-hour trip.
It wasn't much because I used to work 12-hour shifts, and I knew that it would be
we were able to do
a shift to get there. But Aries has some interesting games for sure. But yeah, we did get to play there, Brian, and we put it up on Instagram and we put it up on YouTube, and then we live streamed it to Facebook. And the one that was recorded for Instagram, I just uploaded it to YouTube because can't live stream to YouTube yet. Not from a phone.
Oh, okay. Because we did a live stream once, and we only got like 100.
You have to have your 1,000 members before they let you use the phone, which is.
Oh, okay.
So we can basically come in here and do a live stream to YouTube, but
just
we can't do it on our cell phone.
You just can't do it from the phone.
Well, you see where our camera kind of is, and there's a desk. Yeah. We can't really play the game right here.
So do you guys have room in your place, like your house? Do you have like a table and space for like a full table?
We have a fold-out table that you can't see it over here, so we just pull it out into the front room, open it up, and then we can game. But we don't have a dedicated like gaming room.
Gotcha.
Like yours, where you got the jacuzzi, you have that big bar.
I wish.
I think you said it was your basement. We're like,
oh man, when I lived up in North Texas, I had a basement, which is really rare. Texas doesn't have basements, but I did, luckily. But I had about an 800 square foot game room, just the game room. So it was pretty nice and cool down there, and just you go down there and you just lose time.
No clocks allowed, right?
You walk back up, you're like, man, everybody's sleeping. What happened? Where'd the day go?
I do that with Minecraft sometimes. I'll sit and just play and try to zone. In one of our realms, I literally got to the point where I had a sheep farm, and I was shearing them just for the wool. I made giant animals.
I'm done with work.
I'm dead serious. It would take me hours and hours.
You made a giant...
Like you would make them out of kind of like Legos. They look like a giant
so
sheep.
What I would do is go and trap one into a fence and go back and forth, because if you look at the animals just right, you can see each square. So I would literally multiply the squares to make these giant animals. I had a llama. I had a horse. I did a cow, a chicken, a cat, a dog, a bee. I mean, I was just going. I was working on a pig at the time, and then we finally got rid of that drone.
Yeah,
But yeah, I spent hours and hours.
Yeah.
And
Mel got me stuck on that stupid farming together or whatever. Farm together. It's just a grind, waste of time, but it's kind of fun. But if you're OCD, that's the game for you, man. You just sit there and just move widgets, and
that's the
you
same
just
thing with Minecraft. Normally, I have no problem just playing, but Minecraft, it has to be so many blocks, and if it's not, I like freak out. I'm like, this isn't right. Tear down half my house.
I'll be honest with you. I bet you a good portion of gamers, or war gamers at least, or gamers in general, are probably OCD in some way.
To a point, yeah.
Yeah, like the hard, like like people like us who are like doing webcams and stuff or whatever. I think we all have a little touch of OCD in us.
Well, I think everybody does it, not in a bad way, but
well, no. I mean, it's not a bad thing.
You're like me and my terrain experience taking my piece to the hobby store the week before. He just tells me you're overthinking it, Greg. It's too much. You're doing too much on terrain, but I want it to look like wood. For God's sakes,
yeah,
that's what it's built out of.
The way he likes his things and the way I like mine, I don't have a quote color scheme on mine. Him, on the other hand, trying to do all his Space Marines, and he wanted them exactly like the box. It was like driving me nuts because it's not how I paint.
Well, just think of the historical gamers, and their uniforms and stuff. Yeah.
Modeling for Advantage sent me some. I believe they're British. Napoleon War figures.
Napoleonics,
and the only ones I could find that had these heads were like a special.
That's because the uniform's a little different.
Yeah, the uniform's weird.
I mean, it's
like every regiment was different, and everybody had their own little
so it's like
whatever flair on it.
Way out, not out of my comfort zone, but not what I do normally. So these are going to be interesting to see how those come out.
It's like when Mel paints, when she paints, she hates painting like soldiers. She's like, this is boring. They all wear the same clothes and got the same uniform. I want to play something fun. I want to paint something fun. I'm like, I'm playing the wrong game if you don't want to have uniforms.
I think that's why I actually like the Warhammer stuff, because they don't have to be, quote, realistic. It's fantasy.
Yeah.
Who says these guys are supposed to have, white skin, or they could be purple, green, yellow, whatever color?
I mean, I guess in theory, I don't know what the background in 40K is like now, but when I played it, you had like let's say the Ultramarines had some camo, different kind of camo, like they kind of was a little camoed up a couple times. But that's probably just, I guess you could do that, like your Ultramarines, Greg. You can just like make a different camo on them or something.
Yeah.
There's what, 12 or 15 different Space Marines?
I've talked to people.
Oh, there's like 1,000 in there.
Yeah, even in the book, there's all these chapters, or you can just simply make your own. I mean, you can take them and paint them how you want. For me, when I started to do it, I was going off what Clint gave me, so I wanted to keep them the same, Ultramarines. And so then, at the time, I wasn't aware of all the factions. So then you got the poster boys, Ultra. Well, okay, fine, but I want them to look, like they're
like Ultramarines.
Well, that's just me. I mean, you can paint them whatever you want.
Well, I was about to say, because Ultramarine, I mean, in their fluff, aren't they like the like dogmas, the codex, whatever Imperial Codex is? You cannot be diverted from it, so they have to look the way the Codex tells you to look, or something like that.
They come out pretty cool. I mean,
I actually had a blast painting the chaplain and that judge one.
The adjudicator.
Yeah, the adjudicator. Yeah. Those were the black ones. Those ones actually I had fun painting.
Yeah, and they're pretty intricate on some. So I think Games Workshop models are pretty detailed. So, but you can go with whatever color. Like Clint said, there's thousands of Space Marine chapters. Looks like Dee said she has a table with 2 big leaves, so she has plenty of room to game with. And Dee, I'm not sure what Heyday is. So yeah. So Frank there says that they are the Judge Dredd of 40K. They are the law. Yeah,
Wait,
that's what makes
I'm
them kind of
confused.
cool.
Yeah, they're like
Adjudicator.
have to follow the
Ash.
rules.
You know your adjudicator.
Oh, that one. Where is he? That's gonna irritate me now. Okay, I gotta get him. I did. That guy took me 3 hours to do.
So watch out! Bang my head into the monitor.
There he is.
That one. So
And there's the chaplain.
well, actually, it would be yeah. So what I do is I would just here. It's easier. The other camera focuses a little better. I know that we don't have the $10,000 setup that some people do, but we'll try. So that's your adjudicator there.
That is a custom red.
Damn, they've gotten bigger, man. Has the scale increased? What size base is it sitting on? Like a 40?
That is a 40, I believe.
Wow. They're beefy now.
Yeah, so they got like the decals with all the scrolling.
But yeah, that guy took me 3 hours. Every single one of those stupid little dots.
They're rivets, honey.
I don't care what they were. They sucked.
But I mean, if Mel paints things like this, then they, just
Yeah, she likes that stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. And he's carrying his book back here.
She keeps saying, "I want to," we filmed the battle report, and I told her what the word. We were watching the battle report on TV the other night in bed, and they kept saying DACA, 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 right? And she's like, "What the hell is DACA?" I'm like, "Baby." So I told her what DACA was. So shit, all she says is DACA now. I'm gonna DACA, 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 DACA. And she's like, "I want to play 40 cam." We'll paint it. Freaking paint it. Let's play it.
I mean, that's my problem for the most part. Is I finished up all of the quotes Ultramarines. Those are all done. His are completely done. Whoa! What happened to our background? Why is it blue? Oh, there it goes. Okay. But I have yet to finish my guys because I keep getting commission painting. So it's like I'm trying to do my guys in between all these other commission paintings.
Clint's all. Yeah. Or DACA. Thank you, Frank. Frank says that they look good. So,
yeah, doing that guy's sword sucked.
That's pretty cool, though. You did it really well because it's inlaid and it looks good. And the camera doesn't do it justice to all the little rivets and stuff. But to me, that's half the fun of some of the stuff. I just personally enjoyed the detail on some of the stuff. And you don't have to. I mean, you could throw them down plain and fight. So I'm not one of those where it has to be every little thing done before you play. I just would prefer to do it.
See, that's my problem. I have to. My guys have to be done. That's part of the game. It has to be done.
But
period.
So it's just preference. So like what
D says just play unpainted, and Mel won't play with things unpainted. She doesn't like playing with
things
unpainted.
That's what I do. I can't do it unpainted. Even all my tanks
I'll play, I don't care, but
are painted at least the dark green of the Russian green.
Yeah. That's just like
they're painted. Like with my guys, it drives me nuts to paint.
I'm painting Japanese and Chinese right now. I don't have time to paint Necrons and Ultramarines. She can do that,
actually
man.
Aren't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, they're silver.
Wanted his done.
Well,
he wanted his like a silver.
They have some pretty detailed stuff. The regular Marines, though, I mean, I like that contrast paint.
I don't like
that. So that's okay because I'm me, so I can like it. And for the Marines, you shake that up, and I think if you coat it good the first time around, it looks good. My only drawback, like I said before, is the second coat tends to darken it a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you second coat one, then it's going to look a little darker than the other, so then you end up doing the others. But it's pretty cool.
Do you guys do washes? Do you do a wash on your stuff? Do you do a color wash, or do you just do kind of like a generic, like a dark, like a black, or
With these guys, I use the black wash, but on some of my actual Marines or my Chaos, it depends on the color because if I run out of, say, like the moot green, I have a bottle in there that I added water to and just shook it. I
Yeah.
made my own wash with the same color. Same thing with the red.
But we have the pre-done washes too, like umber wash, which is a brown.
Yeah.
I have a green wash, which people, what do you need a green wash for? Well, I'm doing a bridge for the tanks game, and so you got wood, mud. So actually, when you're done with the mud, if you take a little bit of green wash and go over it, then it kind of settles in. It looks a little bit like moss and stuff like that in the cracks.
That's cool.
So it adds greenery without flocking, and it works on some pieces. So you can custom make it. But Brian, for the Marines, if you're gonna do the blue, they make the contrast blue. That stuff's amazing.
It's too watery. I can't do it. And who painted your Marines?
If I painted most of the bodies, most of them, and you did a lot of detail work on those, but you did not paint all of them.
The ones that count?
Okay. So, and I painted them on the sprue, most of it, because once you took it off,
you know,
you can't
that is something it's the way to do it, in my opinion. That's the smart way to do it, is paint it on the sprue, because it's easier. But I have never done it. I mean, I've been a modeler, like a modeling guy for like ever, and I have rarely painted on the sprue. I just so excited to build the damn thing and then paint it.
See, for me, Brian, on the Space Marines, because the arms, when you glue them together, they cross the chest. So I want that gold, that you do, like the backbrush with the gold over the eagle to come up from behind. And for me, it was easier to do it was on the sprue. So when you put it together, everything come up from behind, as opposed to you trying to shove a brush in there.
Yeah, but see, my problem is with doing it that way is as soon as you try to snip it and pull or slowly try to get all those little pieces off, you cut into your paint.
So I mean, you're gonna have to do touch-ups. With
the Judicator and Chaplain, what I did was I have some old paintbrushes that I didn't need anymore. I literally cut the actual brush piece off and took the metal off and had the stick. So those guys are snapped together. So what I did was literally take hot glue and just stick it to the paintbrush. They were already clean. I didn't have to worry about any of that. And I had a paint, then I just had to go and slowly peel the hot glue off.
It's just preference. So hold on, we'll touch on.
I mean,
I'm sorry, Brian. What?
For the we got the Indominus thing. So the minis in that, I mean, you don't even need glue, dude. Those things are they're snapped together. Squeeze them together tight, and they'll never come off.
So, Modeling for Advantage says painting on the sprue kind of works for Games Workshop, but there's too many mold lines to do it cleaning off. So,
yeah, I guess
with me painting on the sprue, I'm doing the parts that are going to be difficult to get to later.
Yeah.
For me, the mold lines and the little fine filing's not going to affect it, because once I put them together, I can touch those little dotted areas. For me, that works.
I don't clean mold lines anymore. It's funny because back in the day I did. I used to be more of a modeler with my game pieces than I am now. I want to play more than I want to build and paint. So I'm not as strict about cleaning the flat. I mean, I'll clean off bad flash, but I mean mold lines I usually let go unless it's really, really bad.
It bugs me, so I file.
Does it? Yeah. I mean, I used to be like that in the past, but I'd rather play and get it done. And
yeah, you're like me, Brian. I'd rather just get it done. If it's bad, then yeah, I would touch it up. If it's not really noticeable, I wouldn't even bother, because you can paint right over.
I mean, on the battlefield, you can't tell when you're pushing stuff around and rolling dice. You cannot tell. But I mean,
no one's gonna go say, "Oh, there's a line."
Yeah. Actually, there are people I've seen do it at the games. So hold on a second there.
See, that's where I get in trouble.
Hold on a second. So Gamer Frank says he's painting Marvel Crisis Protocol in his 40K Space Wolves. Now, I'm not familiar with the Marvel Crisis Protocol, but that sounds cool.
It's just like Marvel Universe miniatures.
But in Space Wolves?
No.
No.
Okay, never mind. And mine. Okay, sorry, that was my fault.
Now that would be a marriage made in hell. You got Disney buying 40K.
They bought Star Wars.
If they
bought Marvel too.
It would be like
they did not.
Yeah. So Disney owns Marvel.
Why does that not surprise me?
They own Marvel Comics and Marvel movies, both.
It's gonna go straight down to hell.
It's been that like that for a few years now.
So Clint was saying it just depends on the washes and the miniatures. And Agrix is nice. Now,
I don't know what that one is.
I don't know. I haven't used what is Agrix. Maybe it's something we've used. I don't know. It's an all over contrast is what it sounds like. And Kaiser, some of the contrast paints are weird. Just for me, for the blue for the Space Marines, for me, it works very well. I don't have to go back over them.
I don't.
It settles.
That's my problem. I don't.
The contrast
that's
paint,
you.
it's like a 3-tier, right? It's like a base, like an undercoat,
It's supposed to be
like a light coat,
It's
and then
supposed
like
to-
a shading or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's supposed to be oh god.
I dig
Prime
Citadel
base
paints. They're
and
awesome.
wash. That's what it is. Prime base wash.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Kaiser said it's a good wash for everything. Clint said it's an earth shade.
It's okay.
And
So it's
Gamer
gonna be
Frank
like a
says
brownish color.
Citadel shade paint, Agrix, earth shade. Okay.
Yeah,
So I
I
haven't
don't
used
have
that
that one.
particular one. I've used like Vallejo and Army Painter, like
I've
their
got
umber.
the Army Painter Quick Shade. I mean, it's basically wood stain, but honestly I just use that. I usually use the dark tone if it's like dark uniforms and stuff, and I don't dip them. I spray or I paint the shade on there, but it's like a brown earth tone instead of like a dark shade. It's like a brown, like a dark brown or a light brown or whatever. So I'm happy with them. They look pretty good, when they're finished.
So Gamer
Vallejo.
Frank says he uses his paint ranges are Citadel, Vallejo, and Formula P3.
So we don't have any
I'd
Formula
say
ones.
out here we're using Citadel, Vallejo, and Army Painter.
I'd say mine.
And Bones. Some of the Bones paints are good that
Yeah.
Reaper makes. Yeah.
The only problem with Bones is they have to be shooken up real well. If you don't have it shooken up real well, good luck getting them. It's literally all water.
Yeah, we use Citadel and Vallejo. We use Tamaya, and then we got some craft paints that we use for like terrain, big projects. That's pretty much what we
Taylor
use.
says he uses Minwax Polyshade wood stain.
Yeah,
that would work too. Dee says she uses the Nolan oil.
I
Nolan oil is pretty popular.
And then I have a purple one too from the Celeste ones I bought that I've used like once or twice.
So I think. Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, go ahead. Well, like I don't know if I'm like colorblind or something, but man, I go to these paint racks, and I'm just like cross-eyed, man. There's so many variations of color.
Variation or just off just a hair.
And I mean, I could have a damn sheet like, okay, here's how to paint, World War II Japanese. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, is that the color? I don't have the eye for that anymore that I used to.
It's anymore. The colors are so much similar that it's off just by like a tiny bit, and if you get it off just that little bit, it's gonna screw up your whole paint job.
Yeah, I mean, I just try to stay. I used to mix. I used to mix stuff to make, but I don't mix anymore because I can't get that consistency. But so that's why I just use pre-mades.
Yeah,
mixing is cool, but I've done that too a little bit, but I think so Ashley mixes a lot. So as you can see.
Yeah, I have all my colors.
Oh yeah.
These are the only problem is if you mix a batch, when that batch is gone, however much it is, it's gone. You're not going to make one exactly to the same shade again.
And that's true. And that's why I don't do mixes anymore.
I have a notebook in my bag that has every color I made.
So she's got, you get all these little dropper bottles for, I think it was like $4 or some crazy thing. And She got all these, so
That bag was full.
she mixes up her paint.
Do you guys use airbrushes?
Actually, Clint does. Clint gave her one that he doesn't use anymore, but we don't have a compressor. And honestly, we don't really have a place where we could spray them at this moment where you could ventilate some of that.
I mean, they are a lifesaver.
Anyway.
I mean, if you're playing, if you're playing 28 millimeter, fantasy or not, well, yeah, I mean, you're playing 28 mil, you need like, vehicles and stuff, or even just doing armies, man. Airbrushes, you can't go wrong with airbrushes. I've got a Badger dual action internal mix, and it's they're fun. They're fun to play with. You can do camo and all that stuff, but yeah, you got to have kind of a space. I mean, you can go outside and do it, but if you're doing big armies and stuff, to get your the max out of your paints, try to you can get those compressor bottles. They're just like compressed air bottles that you attach the. You don't need a compressor. They're just like
I know what you're talking about. You catch the air in it. Yeah.
You should try that. I mean, like like with your Flames of War, you can burn out a friggin' army in like no time with an airbrush. Just line them all up and go to town.
Well,
you have a spray paint too, but
I use a Rust-Oleum plastic.
Yeah.
For the gray to just prime it, and then I'll go over it like the Team Yankee stuff. I actually use the Team Yankee base coat green, and it come out better coverage out of their spray can than it did brushing it. The brush inherently the paint was a little thick, so no matter what you did, it seemed like it would leave little streaks in it.
Yeah.
Like brush strokes. So I think it just depends on what you're gonna.
It depends on who's doing it. Personally,
I'm just I was at the game shop yesterday, and then some guys were playing 40K next to us, and somebody painted up a Land Raider, right? Not, I think it was Blood Angels, it was like red or whatever, and you knew that guy did it. He did it with a brush because it was you could see. But anyway, it was like that kid must have used a whole bottle on that damn tank. That's a big tank, and he's just like to get it a coverage like he did. I'm just like, damn.
See, with something like that, big wise, I would never use that much. I would go and try to water it down a little bit. I'd paint it black or, well, depending on what it is. Normally, I don't even prime my stuff. But I would go and, if I'm doing something that big, I would water it down just a hair.
Well, you used all the black Abaddon on priming things first.
Yeah, that's a great black, by the way.
Oh, I love
it.
Is.
That's a great black. That's the black I use.
So, preference, man, just boils down to what you like to use and what you want to do.
Yeah.
See, now that I've used Citadel, I personally don't want to go to anything else. I hate using any of the other paints.
I'm really happy with the Vallejo stuff. I love Vallejo.
Good, yeah. Game Color, we have some. What was the other one? There was my son bought us one for all his Skyrim guys. It was a red leather that I mixed with some browns and some of the Abaddon black, and I made like 3 of the little bottles of it just to do
leather.
I think the leather on those Skyrim guys.
I think me and Clinton had talked about this one, but there's this one paint color for rust. It's the Tester's Enamel Rust. It is, I think it's Tester's Model Masters. It is the best looking rust I've ever seen. And I bought like a bunch of bottles because, Tester's, like, I believe what I heard, Tester's went out of business. They got bought out by some sort of, I think they got bought out by some foreign company. And they're slowly nixing all of their paint line. So that's pretty crazy.
Go ahead, Brian.
Like they're thinking about getting rid of. I use the Tester's Dull Coat spray to do a cover up on on my stuff, and they're talking about getting rid of that. That's what I use, man. That's awesome. To freak out, I'm gonna have to find something else. Do a Dull Coat. That's the best spray Dull Coat, in my opinion, ever.
Well, see, that's what you like. You got to use what works for you.
Yeah.
Like. And Vallejo paints is what Kaiser likes them. He's saying too. because he likes the uniforms. that
It's
look
true.
good.
You know,
Right
he
here.
says the 3 different. I'm using Flame of War's like their guide to painting Japanese or whatever, right? And you know, there's like green brown. You know, there's
What do you
Green
beige
brown is
brown, khaki. You know, khaki gray, earth. You know, it's just like it's
There's
still
like 4
green.
different khakis. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's still like khaki, but there's like 15 different khakis, like the belt and you know the strap and the foot, you know, footwear or whatever. Yeah, I'm the same way. I do that. That's how I paint. I don't need to. I could just paint it all khaki and just, you know, wash it. You couldn't tell on the tabletop, but that's
Oh, but
me.
you know you did it though.
Yeah,
And it makes it more
exactly.
you. I
That's
mean,
historically accurate to whatever.
See, that's my problem. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do
slow down for a second there.
actual historian accent.
There was a quick question for you there that I tried to have her put up there. So
I've done it 3 times. He hasn't looked.
Brian, how close is Conflict 47 to Dust?
Oh, they're way different mechanics. Like Conflict 47 would be is pretty much bolt action. If you know how to play bolt action, they have some unique rules. Conflict 47, but it's basically bolt action. But Dust actually plays more like a board game than it does a miniature game, in my opinion. But it's a lot different. But I mean, they're still both. There's I mean, in my opinion, Dust makes the best Weird War stuff, like vehicles, like mechs and stuff in the biz. I mean, their Weird War mechs and stuff are phenomenal. I mean, all of their stuff is fantastic, but it's pricey. I mean, you pay for that. You pay for that. You know, that quality. But they got some great stuff. But there's a lot of companies that make some pretty cool Weird War stuff out there.
Well, you have variety now that I haven't seen before with miniatures. 20 years, 30 years ago, they didn't have all this stuff. Kaiser said he painted his Japanese for bolt action with Citadel Zandari dust, Nithonian camo shade wash.
Actually, that's what I'm using right now.
Made them slightly greenish and it worked well. So, what is that? Riker's flesh for webbing as bleach canvas. So that sounds cool.
And you know, and the kicker thing about if you want to stay historically, nothing was the same. I mean, olive drab had 15 different shades to it. So it's like a lot of these, armies, they just printed what they had, the inks that they had, because they're running out or their industry's getting bombed, or they just had different factories making different, the same uniform, but just slightly different colors. So I don't know. I need to go grab my plug-in. I'll be right back, guys.
All right, no problem. That's okay. So it gives us a chance to do some. So Dee says that she uses Vallejo, and you can put drops on the palette or envelope. Yep. I'll put it on just about anything so I can dip the brush on it. And so, Mr. T. Baggins, you said, how do the models compare to Imperial Guard to give them diversity? Which particular models were you talking about, sir? And oops, what's that? Oh, okay. You gotta leave, babe.
Yep.
All right.
Gotta go get our key.
Hand me my pick out the fridge. Yeah. All right. So Ashley's gonna have to take off. Go pick up our son.
Also, listen. But yeah, I gotta go.
All right. Ashley's taking off there, Brian.
Bye bye.
Okay, take it easy.
She's gotta go pick up.
My
one son. Somehow, children sometimes they need things, rides, food, stuff like that, clothing.
Wait, you have to clothe them too? What is that?
Yeah. It's always something, it seems like, but it's okay. So, T-Bag and Sarah's want to know how those models compared to Imperial Guard to give diversity there. Thank you, Frank. Frank says to drive safe. Actually, I hope she drives safe. I don't want my insurance to go up. So his real question is, what kits would work to diversify his garden?
For dust?
Oh, good night there, Kaiser. Have a good night, sir. Are you talking about for what there, Mister
For
Teabag?
what line? The dust line?
You know, we can bring you on here if you have a camera and stuff in your laptop or whatever. If you want to be on the video part of it. And there's no charge today because, well, wait, we never charge, do we, Brian? No.
No.
So you can hop on if you'd like.
Or do we? Hoorah.
Yeah, it's evil, evil. And we do have. So I mean, back to. Looks like it's just a lot of whatever you feel is going to work for you. Ashley has her own set way of doing things. I kind of have mine, but I
I
like the
see that.
contrast paint. Yeah, and so it's one of those. It works for me, so I'm good. You know, it's got to work for you or you. You got to do what works for you.
So, is everybody getting any gaming in out there in the interweb? Like Gamer Addict and Sir T3 Abigans. Ooh, okay. So for Dust, now Dust is 148 scale, so they'll probably look different to like your other Imperial Guard stuff. So I don't know. It depends on how OCD you are. I mean, if you're cool with just, but the Dust figures look, they can probably pass. The Americans can definitely pass for some sort of Imperial Guard. The Germans could pass for some sort of like Imperial Guard too. I mean, but they're 148 scale. The minis are 148, so they'll be thinner and probably a little smaller.
Oh, he's on a train heading home from work. All right.
Even though she's gone, she's not gone. She's never
Look
too
at
far
that.
from you, Greg.
That rocking there. My way is better. All right, babe.
Her ears are
Yeah,
burning. She's like, he's talking about me.
yeah, that's what she's worried. Yeah. No, it just she for some reason doesn't like the contrast. She just wants to do it herself, and that's fine. That's what I did in the beginning. To me the contrast paint works really well for the Marines. Now I don't, for anything else, I don't know. Can't speak to that.
I'm trying to think if doesn't Mantic make a sci-fi version of their Kings of War kind of stuff? Miniatures? They used to. I remember them having some sort of like they look like squats. But I know Mantic makes fantasy minis that would work with any fantasy, line. I'm not sure if they have a sci-fi line though.
You have a ton of them out there, Brian. Now just doing 3D printing, making.
Oh yeah, I mean if you want to go, the indie stuff.
Yeah.
Oh dude, yeah. I mean, big time. I mean, even a lot of the minis companies are making like little one-off collections of general sci-fi and fantasy.
Yeah, so there's a big choice out there now as to what you can game from as before. Oh Lord.
Well, I mean, BattleTech. Clint's talking about the contrast paints. I mean, BattleTech is so small. I mean, you don't need. I don't think you need too many colors at that scale. It's almost like Flames of War. I mean, maybe a couple colors on something at the most.
Pardon me. So, Mr. Baggins says, could they work as female guardsmen there, Brian?
Oh man, I don't know if there's a female. I mean, they Dust. If you're talking about Dust, I'm not sure which line you're talking about. Dust has like a mercenary army, and they're all like, okay, so Paolo Palorente, the writer and the creator of Dust and AT-43 and all that stuff. He's an artist by fame. He's an artist, and like comic books. I think he was in the fashion industry he's from Italy, so he was in the fashion industry. But anyway, he's a big fan of the grindhouse, cheesecake stuff. So he's like into pinup art and that kind of stuff. So his mercenary army is like, sexy chicks with big boobs and wearing skimpy clothes and stuff like that, which is awesome. But he also has the Japanese version. They have like a bunch of female, and they kind of make fun of just kind of the Japanese thing where like they have like a schoolgirl army. It's pretty funny, but they look great. I mean, yeah, you could say they're maybe sisters of battle and training or something. I don't know, but maybe.
They're
I mean,
just
they got
bigger
a pretty
figures.
big line.
Hmm.
But they're like I said, you pay for that quality, so I'm probably better served to buy something cheaper somewhere else, like where you can get a big box of like 30 something.
So their stuff is fairly pricey then, Brian? Or?
Yeah, it's really high quality. I mean, it's great stuff, but again, it's just it's a little price. And hell, everything's pricey to me, but like maybe a 5-man unit is probably like $25. That's that's a little. I mean, more you could probably for the same price you can get like I don't know, a box of 30 in plastics or something from like Warlord, like World War II Warlord or something. But I don't know. Warlord has the guys who do bolt action. They've got a sci-fi game called Gates of Antardes or something like that, and they've got like a Imperial Guard looking faction. I think they're plastic, so you could probably get something from that pretty cheap.
There you go, Brian. Clint says,
Oh
thanks
yeah,
for the
macho women
compliment.
with guns. I got them all, dude. I used to play that religiously, dude. I got them all still. I got all the books. I got all the PDFs. If you need a PDF of them, man, let me know. I'll send it to you.
Oh yeah, I bet Clint would like that.
They're fun. They're funny as hell to play. Well, it depends on who you play with. If you got funny people that have a dirty sense of humor or funny sense of humor, it's a lot of fun. The game's a lot of fun.
That's cool. Well, you know what we've been doing, Brian, um, is last week and this weekend doing like an RPG from,
Oh yeah.
and Clint's running that. So we got all the audio from last week and then from today. And so
You gonna make a video of it?
he's going to start. What we decided to do is going to break it up into sections. And he's going to add some radio sound effects. So it'll be
Oh, that's
like
cool.
a radio broadcast from the 40s.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So he's working on that. So now that I put that out there, Clint, you are now not able to back
Uh
away from doing it. So
oh.
there you go. But yeah, we're doing some of those and start putting up like maybe 15 or 30-minute sections at a time. Not very long, so people can listen to them because it depends. I mean,
That's a good way
some
to
people,
beef up your videos too on YouTube. Just small, kind of incremental.
it would just be
Episode
the
one.
audio. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could do it in audio. I mean, you can send audio to YouTube, but
Yeah,
what
I'd
I
like to hear it. That'd be cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
we'll get
just
those up too.
is that the World War II one you guys were gonna play?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't commit. It's been busy over here. Mel's been sick, man, like
She
bad.
okay
So,
or
eh, we got some doctor's appointments, but she's been sick, so we haven't really had a lot of
oh well,
yeah. So
we wish her well there,
yeah,
Brian.
just give her
Let her
send her
know we
some.
said hi, would you?
Yeah, she's
Um,
actually at work. She went back to work today, so
okay.
but it's yeah, it's something. But we'll see. We'll let everybody know what's going down. But yeah, we've been kind of not in the mood to really do
Well, I
too
gotcha.
much.
Well, take care of what you got to take care of, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
We are.
we're kind of at opposites now, Brian, because you were gaming and asking us if we did, and then now we're gaming and asking. So
Oh no,
it's
that's all
all right.
right.
It's all good. Clint says it is set in a different uh, World War II. That's
Yeah,
so it's not
that's cool.
going to be historically accurate, at least with Keegan hanging off of a tank gun barrel. Probably not historically accurate. But there's some funny things in there, so
That's
we
cool.
had fun doing. And Dee says she hopes Mel feels better soon there.
Thanks, guys.
So
I appreciate it.
So does Mr. Baggins.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Pass it along to her, man. So
We'll do. Yeah, we will. She watches your show when she gets home.
Well, Mel, if you've watched this far, we need you to get better. So everybody's thinking about you. So yeah.
Yeah, we put out a new battle report today. Actually, I finished editing it today. So if you guys want to go by the Weird World War II YouTube channel, you can see us being crazy, playing Japanese versus Chinese.
He even puts exploding Ford Pinos in his.
I edited some pretty cool
never gonna
extras in
forget
there
that.
too this time.
I'm never gonna forget that, Brian, because all it is a car comes up and it just taps at the sarcasm. Boom! And I think, I'm like, yeah, come on, they weren't that. Yeah. They didn't blow up that easy, but
it's like I found that I enjoy editing. I enjoy editing our videos, and I like to. Again, I'm not doing this for trying to be professional or whatever. I just want to have a good time. So I inject. So you got to watch them because you don't know what's going to be in there because it's not just us playing. It's just all this other crap is in there too. So it's a lot of fun.
You got to have some fun. So on the one video, I did a little unboxing of that German starter set that I've had for a while. So when I opened it, I added this effect where it went, like light coming out of the box. So I'm like, you gotta have some fun with the stuff.
It's cool. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Still never gonna forget the Pinto.
That's from the movie Top Secret. You remember that with Val Kilmer?
I'm sitting here going, where did I see this? Where did I see this? But it just stuck in my mind, and I'm like, that was just, to me, hysterical. But
yeah.
It's okay.
A funny movie.
Like Taylor says, just do it.
Just do it. Oh my God, Shia LaBeouf. Okay, so the story behind that video. So supposedly, he's he's an artist guy. He's an actor and he's artsy or whatever. But he does all this community work with like local art houses to help people teach them how to act or whatever. But they did this web series where he was just standing in front of a camera and they say, okay, act this out, right? And he would do all these different scenes just he didn't have any time to prepare. It's just him doing it all of a sudden. And so they tell him, try to convince, somebody to follow their dreams, right? So that's what he does. He's like, just do it. He's doing all this crazy stuff. Oh, I love the guy. He's just funny. He's a funny kid. He seems like a cool guy. But I put that video in that video yesterday. It's just funny. We've been
Frank there says he just subscribed. I think he subscribed to you there, Brian.
Oh, thanks guys. I appreciate it. We've been watching I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It's called The Last Dab. Okay? And what this is these celebrities come, right? And they there's I think there's 10 different hot sauces, right? And they have one chicken wing for each hot sauce. And it goes from I don't know if you guys are familiar with a Scoville scale. It's like the scale that they use for spiciness, right? For peppers.
So it goes from here all the way.
It goes from like Tabasco sauce to burn your face off. You're gonna have a coronary. And it's these celebrities, and they'll eat one, and the guy will ask them a question about whatever, and then they slowly get up, dude, and they're crying, they're sweating, they get it in their eyes, and they're they're freaking out, and then they're the Gordon Ramsay, the cooking guy, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
He was on there, and he's because he's a chef and he knows how foods whatever. He's eating he's eating donuts and he's squirting cheese in his mouth, trying to get the spice out of his mouth. It is so funny, dude. If you guys get a chance, just to burn some time, it's called The Last Dab, and it's just
The
funny because
Last Dab.
it's almost like a torture. It's you feel kind of bad, but because they're miserable, but it's funny. They're all funny too. They're all what they're saying, and they're trying to answer these questions, and they're dying. But it's a lot of fun. We've been watching a lot of that lately. It's pretty funny.
Hey, that's cool, man. I mean, you got to do something to have a little fun, get some laughs.
Do you get any
I,
time? You work all the time, man. You watch anything?
me, not anymore. There's not much since they took Alf off and the Bundys and all
Alf.
those
Speaking of Alf, did you ever watch the TV movie of Alf?
I watched almost all theirs, and then Paul, of course, I watched Paul, the movie Paul with the alien. So
No, I haven't seen that. That's what's his
yeah,
face, the British guy. Yeah.
You'll lose some brain cells watching it, but you'll be okay with it. It's like what? Oh,
Like,
okay,
whatever,
that's okay.
dude.
Whoop, there went one. Yeah, but you're okay with it, so you know.
I'm trying to think of any series that we've been watching. That's what have we been watching? I mean, Magnum PI is my favorite TV show of all time ever. Magnum PI, the original, not this remake crap. But I can watch that at any time. Red Dwarf, I'm a big fan of Red Dwarf. I can watch that at any time.
Doctor Who was an interesting show too.
You know, it was funny. A few years ago, I had a buddy of mine who's a huge Doctor Who fan, and I'm like, this is stupid. But he's like, have you ever watched them? I'm like, I watched like the Baker years when I was a kid. And he's like, go watch them. And I did. I committed. And I started at the first season, and I forced myself to watch every Doctor Who there ever was in order, right?
Oh.
And I mean, I watched it all. I mean, all of it.
Holy cow.
And yeah, so it took me like 3 months to get through it all. But I watched it all, and I stopped to when the Doctor became a girl. And I have to admit that it's a hit or miss show, in my opinion. It's hit or miss. But I enjoy the earlier stuff than I do the later stuff. And I enjoy, my favorite Doctor is the second Doctor, the Hobo Doctor.
The Hobo Doctor.
That's what they call him, the Hobo Doctor.
I cannot say I watched all the shows by a long shot. But the few I watched, some were interesting, some were, kind of. But overall, it was just kind of interesting. But I liked the, Battlestar Galactica too.
Oh, the original was great.
One. Yeah, and then I watched the newer one, and it was.
The first season was good, and then it tanked.
Yeah, the first season was pretty interesting. So, but if I tend to get a show and I like it, then they cancel it. So
yeah, that's true.
Taylor says Miami Vice and Yellowstone. Now Yellowstone I haven't seen.
I want to watch that. He's mentioned that before, and I saw a preview for it. It looks interesting. That's with Dancing with Wolves dude. What's his name? Kevin Costner, right? He's in that, I think. I mean, I was a huge Breaking Bad fan. That's probably in my top 5. Breaking Bad, and I enjoy Better Call Saul. Oh, speaking of the guy who plays Better Call Saul, he's in this new action movie called Nobody, and it's good. It's a fun, like, just popcorn, just shoot 'em up movie. It's pretty good.
Hello, dogs. Nice of you to join from Twitch there. Yeah, kind of like Band of Brothers here that Megan's talking about. Band of Brothers is a pretty good show, but I don't
have you watched
time to sit and watch shows for the most part anymore. I just don't. Like if I have time, I try to finish up the miniature stuff, or I'm working on something I want to do for the group or whatever. But I don't. I generally don't have time anymore to sit down and just.
I find myself watching YouTube more than I do watching like TV or like movies now. I think I enjoy. It's weird because I enjoy the amateur filming of all these different topics. There's another one, I think it's called Bald and Bankrupt, I've been watching. And this is just some British guy. He's just traveling the world. Like, and he's filming like, he's like in Bangladesh or he's in like Belarus or whatever. And it's just interesting to see these cultures that, you don't ever get it, especially Americans. We're so The American exceptionalism. We tend to not look at other cultures and nations and stuff, and so it's interesting to see how these other people are living. And it's a really cool show because they're short videos, but I just find it really fascinating to see.
Yeah, you get to see other places because
Yeah, it's really cool.
for me, I find all I've done is work my whole life, and you turn around, you're like, I wanted to do all this other stuff, right? Like I always kind of wanted to go to Ireland because the castles, the medieval
Yeah.
stuff. I just thought it was cool. The pictures I've seen were pretty. I always thought it'd be a place to. I personally wanted to check out, but you know,
Well, see,
I don't know.
that's the thing. I mean, you got all you Europeans over there. You guys can take a holiday to Spain, or if you're in, like, let's say you're in England, you can just get in the Channel and hit France and Germany. You can go to Russia. You can
Well,
go anywhere. But
yeah.
in the States, man, it's expensive to get anywhere.
Well, and you got a
Yeah,
long ways to drive here too. It's
that's
not.
true.
I mean, um, I don't say it in a bad way, but
No, no, it's a big country.
a lot of our states are bigger than some of the places that people the other
The
countries.
nations,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because I've done Uber and I drove taxi for a little while, and I picked up a couple people from our local airport that said, "Well, where do I rent a bike?" They're from the UK. I'm like, there's no way you're getting around in
Not
Iowa
in
on
this
a bike.
state, not in this town.
So you can go downtown and rent one, but it's not.
And
You need to
that's a
rent a car. Yeah,
I'm sure that's a big culture shock because they come here and they're
it
used to
is.
like big transportation, kind of public transportation hubs. And unless you're in a big city in America, you ain't got that. So if you don't
Mm-hmm.
have a car, you're stuck. You're stuck wherever you were born.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of them didn't realize that where they were going was 40, 50 miles from the airport.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was like 1.4 miles. I'm like, no, that's like 45 miles. So I guess it depends, because you got perception. But I would like to see some other places, but it's
Yeah.
just time and money.
Money.
Not all of us are like Clint, gold bars hidden under the bed, money everywhere, pretending to be poor
all,
just, to
all
live
my
with
money's
nothing.
tied up in my guns and my 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 hidden fortress or whatever. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
we don't,
money thing
having
too.
kids, I guess your kids are a little bit older, but
Yeah,
having
they're
kids, you don't have a lot of disposable income.
disposable income. Like what you
Exactly.
use for diapers or something. Yeah. Um, that's fancy talk to us poor people, Brian. Disposable
That's
income.
true. Look at me, I'm
I
showing I'm so bourgeois.
yeah, it requires money to do things. So Dee says she likes old small town architecture. I like the small towns too. It's kind of cool to drive through them. You have to be careful. Sometimes if you blink, you'll drive right through it.
That's
But
true.
there's a lot of history around too, and there's a lot of neat things. I guess they're just interesting. Mr. Baggins says that Boston blows for parking. I bet it does.
I bet,
I
man.
used to live in L.A. County in California.
Oh
Never
man.
again. I I have no qualm saying I escaped that state. I'm much better off than living out there. Yeah, terrible, terrible for traffic and work. Trying to drive an hour and a half one way to work every day just to get to work, and
Yeah, I mean it's
yeah, yeah.
that's definitely a thing we have here is commutes, man. Good out, hour drive, to and from or whatever. Jeez. I remember. I think the longest commute I ever had was about an hour and a half every day. That's two, and then an hour and a half back. That's it's a long way, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but you got to do
You
so.
got yeah. That's where
The
the
opposite is out here, though, Brian. If somebody goes, hey, Greg, I want you to, can you come over and take a look at this and see if you can do this? Because I used to do a lot of construction and maintenance work. Oh, it's on the other end of town. Can you drive? And I'm thinking, can I drive 15 minutes? Yeah. So it's perception. I don't say
yeah.
it to make fun of them. It's just Here, if they go from one end, or I'll run across people that have one thing to do. I have to go to the DOT today, so we take the day off of work.
Oh my god!
I'm like,
It's the whole day.
I grew up, you'd have 30 things to do in a day, not. So yeah, it's just different, man.
I mean,
It's different.
the Department of Public Safety. That's like the license plate office, guys. If you don't know what that is, but it's a committal. It's like, don't do anything. Don't have anything planned for the day because you can be sitting and waiting. At least in the big cities. In the big cities.
I was at that. Well, they called it the DMV, or Department of Motor Vehicles in California. So to register my trailer before I moved out here, now this was in 1999, because I had to get it current so I could drive it out here to haul my stuff.
Yep.
It was over 6 hours of waiting. When I got there, I got my ticket, like 500 something, and you had to sit and wait.
Yep.
Well, 6 hours before it was my turn for them to look at the trailer. So there you could, but here it's like 30 minutes.
That's
Even
cool.
if they're crowded, you're not there an hour. You're done. Even on a busy swamp day. So, but it's nice that way too. Not as exciting maybe as where you live, though, Brian.
I don't know if it's exciting sitting in a waiting room.
In a waiting room?
Or outside or whatever.
Yeah, that's not too exciting. Well, I'm glad you guys all showed up tonight. Let's see, what is it? I wanted to do that giveaway tonight. Clint's obviously the one sponsoring this one, though. And so he's not eligible. Mr. Baggins just won, so he's not eligible. So the rest
just
of you
do
guys,
one of your. Don't you have a bunch? You got like 1 million friggin' subscribers, man.
1 million subscribers?
I mean, aren't you all over the web? I mean, I know you got a big hodgepodge of dudes and dudettes and in betweens out there.
Scattered, which is interesting. So if you take like Instagram, there's like 1,800 people there. The one Facebook page, there's 1,400. The other one's 2,200.
Damn.
So it bounces like that. So those two are close to about 5,500, 6,000 people, and then you got. But then on YouTube, I only got 200. But then, in all fairness, before some of these other people I met, their channels are going good. I pulled like 84 videos off as soon as YouTube said this whole child.
Oh yeah,
I'm not paying 40 grand for your mistakes, So I put a video up explaining why I was removing all 84 videos, and then I just let it set for quite a long time. So now we're rebuilding it, but now I'm doing it differently. None of my stuff is made for kids. It's all made for adults. So I've had to put up a whole bunch of different things. So trying to get back to where I was is difficult.
Yeah, I get you.
It's more or less like now you've got people here, they're bounced around. There might be 5 people, there might be 10 people, there might be 6 people. I mean, it bounces. But then the views, I get a lot of views on the video after it's up.
Yeah.
And not just on YouTube, but so you might get 30 views on YouTube. But on Facebook, that same video, and I look at the analytics, I get like 400 views. So it depends on what you do with it and where you put it. I just try to have fun, and some of them are still not so sure about miniature gaming and stuff. And we talk a lot about miniatures, so even though we do video gaming and other stuff.
I put this. It's a hard sell, I'll be honest with you, because video games are just so much easier and cheaper. I think the video, the miniature. I mean, I'm a huge proponent for miniature wargaming. I've been doing it for over I've been doing it over 30 years, and I love it. I've been doing it forever. I do not get sick of it. But if someone had a choice, like has no dog in either hunt here, I mean, video games are a big attraction because they're easy. And they're like $50. And you're playing with people across the planet,
Well, it's and you will. I talk to people and they say, "Well, how long does this board game take?" Or how long? And like we've talked before, And even if you tell them 30 minutes, well, I don't know if I got that time, but they will play 8 hours on the
exactly.
Xbox.
Well, I mean, you're in your underwear on your couch, in the
Yep.
comfort of your own thing, and you're still interacting with people instead of having to go out and commit time to all meet up and whatever.
Well, yeah, and it is harder to play them over like video, but you can do it, but it is a little more
Yeah.
difficult. So, um, with that said, that's why we do both. I mean, lately we're doing more miniatures than we are the other, but with the group, I mean, you'll see Ashley, she broadcasts or she plays vampire games and different things like that too, or Call of Duty, the zombies. I'm more like on the video game end. I'm more liking. I still war game, so it's
Yeah.
I'm a war gamer either way, Brian. Either I'm a war gamer, like Call of Duty. Now I'm not a fan of exactly the game mechanics, but battlefields, or I'll play game modes where you work with other people, like domination or kill confirm, things like that. I like teamwork and objective based games more than just running around.
Yeah.
So, but then that transfers to the table too. If I'm playing games, it's mostly war type games, or fighting type games.
Yeah, it just I mean, there's some pretty cool if you're into miniature gaming, there's a game out there called Combat Mission. And they do like modern conflicts in World War II.
Oh,
And
okay.
man, it's a video game, and I guess this company also makes all the simulator stuff for like the military too. But it's like playing a miniature game. Honestly, when you're playing it, you can either play it like real time, like it's constantly going, or you can do turn based or whatever you want to do. So you can decide how you play it. But it's awesome, man. Sound effects, vehicles, men, or whatever. You can put the different skins on your stuff or whatever you want. But it's a great game, and if you didn't want to like if you wanted to play modern armor military conflict, and you don't want to commit to making miniatures and scenery and all that kind of stuff, I'd say go to Combat Mission. It is like playing a miniature game. It looks awesome, and it's like the dudes are running around and they're shooting and whatever. But it just has a feel of like a minute
It's more
tabletop.
like a real time strategy type game.
Yeah, it's like but then you can also set it to like do turn based, and the turn based is like it goes for a minute and then it stops. The combat happens for a minute and then stops, and then you do your orders to all your dudes or whatever, and then you push play, and then it goes for a minute and then stops. So, or you can just do a real time strategy and just keep going and nonstop. But it's a great game.
That's
It's a
cool.
really
I'll have to
cool. It's a
check it
really cool
out.
game.
I mean, one thing I learned a long time ago is like military, when they strategize on their big war boards, you hear about the war boards. You know what they use? They use 6 millimeter tanks. 6 millimeter tanks. So they can practice maneuvers on these big boards and they're pushing for sticks. I watched them do it. I'm like, but we're talking in mass. Like, I'm not talking a couple of
Yeah.
these little guys. I'm talking, you know, massive pieces. So do they war game? Yes, they war game too. Um, but I don't know. I mean, Frank, he's got a point there. He likes video games, the social aspect of meeting people on the tabletop. Yes. Um, and now it just kind of depends where you're at, rules, what's going on, whether you
Yeah.
can meet
The
socially or
pandemic
not.
stuff.
Yeah, it kind of screws up, but that depends. So I talk to people where they can't go outside, and I talk to other people where they're doing conventions and stuff. So I like the social interaction too.
I do too.
And on video games, if I do that, I prefer to do it with a group. I'm trying to drag Clint in because he's against meeting people online. I'm like, just join the party. You're in the party. It's me, you, people we know, and we can go out and group game together as a group. And you're all in your own party, so you're only talking to each other. So you
Yeah.
are interacting with your friends, but everybody's in their own home somewhere. So that part of video gaming is good. I mean, I've been on Xbox Live since the day Xbox Live came out, 100 something years ago. So it's I've watched it progress to where people are mean, nasty, angry. Um,
Yeah.
they just think things are funny and they're immature, and then so sometimes I don't want to deal with that. So if you game with the party, you don't have to deal with any of that. you know.
You know, I am totally ignorant to the whole online gaming. I've never done it ever. I take that back. I played a couple games of X-Wing versus TIE Fighter online. That was it.
Okay.
But
So
man, that was like a million years ago. But I
this
just
really
don't know anything about it.
the strategy game you were talking about sounds a lot like the Halo games too, where people
Well,
were
it's not a first-person shooter. It's like imagine playing Flames of War, but like they're moving and they're running around and shooting and yelling at each other and
like Minecraft. You've played Minecraft at all?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you can play that in a party. We had a Gamers with Coffee Minecraft server for quite a while.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I watch
so
Mel and my daughter play all that stuff online, but I just don't know anything about it.
imagine sitting down and talking to 8 other gamers that are in your group or people you know, and you're all building things and working together. That's completely different than doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
So you can socially interact on the games. We try to do it. I mean, if there's people when we play Call of Duty, they'll go, "Oh, you guys are working as a team. Can I join your party?" Well, sure, because it's about teamwork, and then they get to know us. But I just kind of look at it that way. I guess you got to have fun, but I missed out on doing a lot of the miniature stuff for a long time because of work. So now I'm more gravitated towards that than I am the video game part.
I think miniature wargaming is a certain personality.
Um,
It takes a lot of commitment to do it.
I'm going to answer this real quick. So, Mr. Baggins, Ashley and her group run. Do you ever see anybody get 70 revives in a game? 70, 80? She will do that as the medic. Please don't ask me how. I can't do it. But with the zombies, that's the one thing she loves. She loves zombies. That's pretty much all she plays on Call of Duty. I don't get a chance to really play it. Our marriage is a little bit like wrestling or WWE. So if I lose or I'm hurting that day, I don't wrestle for the controller.
You just
If that makes sense.
you pick your battles. I gotcha.
Yeah. So she'll get on there and she will game. She loves zombies. So you're more than welcome to, Mr. Baggins. Just hit up the gamer tag there. I think Ashley wrote your gamer tag down last time. So, but this is what I mean, Brian. See, we can get people together that interact. You could get in a party on your headset, and you might be by yourself at the house, but you're not by yourself gaming, and you are interacting.
If you're all talking to each other and stuff too, if you've got like microphones and all that.
Yep.
I've just never done it. It sounds cool. I mean, it sounds really cool, honestly, but I just never done it.
With Call of Duty, nobody wants to lag alone. That's what I say, because you might lag. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll read all those memes about the gamer, like the lags. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Is it funny? I don't get it. I'm not in that.
So when you lag, if your internet connection is a little bit slower or a little bit faster than another person, one of you is going to be off a bit. So there'll be lag. Meaning,
yeah. No, I get the concept. Yeah.
Yeah, you run around the corner of a building and you get shot, and then the guy appears.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh man!
You're like, what the hell?
Yeah, there was no one there on your end. There was no one there on their end. They're like, here he comes. You're like,
what happened?
Yeah, so that does happen. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yep.
But so, yeah, I guess the tech can really alter your gameplay too. I guess, huh? The technology that you have to use to play.
Your internet connection is the biggest.
Is the big thing. Well, there was talk in the. Don't mean to stray too off because we try to stay on game topic here, but the governments were talking about limiting bandwidth to like cities and stuff, and because the cities are just eating up bandwidth, and gamers are eating up bandwidth from these satellites, right? And they're thinking of trying to limit it because it's actually causing issues. And
but the government has their own set of those satellites, so they should.
No, I know, but they're just.
It would affect gamers, sure, and it does affect gaming if they do that.
Well, they're also. They're also talking about merchants trying to use their credit cards or all that kind of crap. They're saying that it can affect that or whatever. So, but anyway, there's a dialogue for that in the mix right now, and as the technology gets as the graphics get better and the sound is awesomer and all that stuff, it's just more bandwidth that's being used.
Well, yeah, but see, the companies are the ones that control that. So who knows? I mean,
No.
I think they should leave us gamers alone. Go do what they want to do.
You got to subdue
Uh,
the masses somehow, right? So give us our games, government, or they'll be
well,
hell to pay. You'll storm the Bastille.
you know what? I'm sure we'll take away the internet from people for I don't know 2 weeks. See what happens.
Oh my god, dude! I'd be hurting without the internet for 2 weeks because it's about the only. I don't have a TV. Like I don't have like an antenna on my TV or whatever. I don't, really listen to the radio. It's just everything's internet based. For my entertainment and even my business is, money. I make my money through the internet. So it's like, don't do that, please.
So I've been standing by the freeway with a sign that says "Broke and Hungry Gamer," and somebody threw a donut. That's cool. I'll take donuts.
There you
But
go. Done
I'm doing it the wrong way if you're making money online, Brian. I'm not going to ask you in this show what you're doing. I'll have to talk off of that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's so much stupidity going around. They just need to leave. I mean, leave gamers alone. We're not causing problems. We're just gaming.
Yeah, I mean,
For the most part.
yeah, just leave the gamers alone, man. We need a gaming what do you call them? To send our representatives to DC
An
and
ambassador.
ambassador, yeah, the gamer ambassador and whatever. They'll be like the secretary of miniature wargaming, and they'll be the secretary of online, first person shooter or something.
I'll just not tell Ashley. We'll show up down there and she'll
There
say,
you
"Why
go.
are we here?" I'll say, "Listen, they're going to cut the internet and take away your pay. You can't
What?
paint or play zombies unless you go in there and say something." Then I'll call Brian at work. She went in. She put a
I'm
little
like, oh my
angry.
god, it's like our greatest advocate. Just get her in the mix.
Let her go. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
right. Just
she's fired up now that she's into all this stuff the last couple of years.
that's
It's like
cool.
becoming more and more. So
I mean, for the most part, guys. I mean, the gamer community is an awesome community. It's most for the most part, it's inclusive, and everybody just wants to have a good time and have fun. So it's a cool community to be a part of. So if you're on the fringe, just kind of listening and watching, but not participating, you should, because most of us are open to new people and new ideas and new games and whatnot, and take that leap and just take that chance, and hey, I like miniatures.
you gotta
Tell us
try
about it,
something.
dude, or dudette.
So, Mr. Baggins, what's the gamer tag? It is Gamers of Coffee, but it's Gamers space W space Coffee because there's not enough. We exceed Xbox Live's usage of lettering, so you're gonna spell Gamers spacebar W spacebar Coffee, and you should find us because we got some peoples. So it would be like, I'll put it in here. So if you spell it just like I typed it, you guys, it's going to show up in a second or two here when it decides to go through. There you go.
Well, hey,
That's
Greg, I gotta bow
exactly.
out, brother.
All right, Brian. Tell
But
no. We hope she gets better. Hope
we'll
you guys
do,
are
we'll
doing
do.
okay.
Hopefully, we'll jump on next weekend together and see you
If you
guys.
can, show up. If not, I mean, take care of what you got to take care of, man. But I wish
All
you guys
right,
well, okay?
and all you other gamers out there, keep gaming.
That's what we'll
Take
do.
it easy, guys.
All right. Bye. All right, you guys. So that was Brian from Weird World War II. And earlier we had Kaiser from Modeling for Advantage. Those are two groups, too, to check out. They're pretty cool. We can go ahead and do the game giveaway there. So, I mean, Mr. T-Baggins, you just won. So, oh, Frosted Fist is in here. I did not see you guys. Hello, sir. I believe, that is Freak. So I did not see you guys here. I apologize. It's kind of scrolling on the right side here. Yeah. Yeah, I guess the UK is faster bandwidth, but there's less people out there too, I think, and so they throttle that bandwidth on purpose. I've talked to guys that work at the cable, and they'll kind of, when you push them, some of them be like, yeah, it's intentionally throttled, but that's so they could spread it out, more and make more money, having more customers on their platform too. So, hopefully they just leave it alone and leave us gamers alone. That's all. I'm glad you're able to stop by there. Frosted Fish, you guys, is a good group of guys too. They know a lot more about Warhammer than we do. So we're just kind of like noobs compared to them on some of that. So check out their channel too. That's a pretty good channel. I mean, we get along with quite a few people and have met a lot of really cool people. So that's the nice thing about getting into the hobby. And all right, so D, who has 5,000 miniatures at home, she's round number 6 she wants to do. Did anybody else want to get in on that? On the giveaway there? Then all you need to do is type in what number you're going to want on your dice there. You know what? Where did my dice go? So this, Taylor, you can get on it too if you want. So that's what we're going to give away. Is tanks, but no tanks. Like I said, you can go look at our YouTube channel. I'd appreciate it because the views would be cool. But it's only like 11 minutes, and it will tell you what to do. It's a simple game. This one's new in the box. We got 2 copies. One we opened, and we're going to keep because actually it's a fun game. Clint's sponsoring that one, so you guys can thank him. And all right, Frank, hold on a second there. Yours popped up, and looks like Taylor's is popping up too. So we got Frank at 5 and Taylor at 7. All right, and hold on a moment there. I think my dice are just a second here. Where are they? Oh, we did the role playing thing today, and I know I let Clint use them earlier. Oh. So hold on just a second here. Just a second. I think I got to go over here and look. I'm going to step away, okay, for a minute. So hold on, because Ashley's not here. Just a moment. All right. So there we go. I got them. All right. So we got 5, 6, and 7. So you know what? I'll just roll an 8-sided dice here. Hold on a second. Going to switch the camera over, okay? So I can roll it. You guys can see what it is. Give me a second here. Oh. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, That was nobody's. So we'll roll it again. That was a 4. Oh my God, another 4. I gotta stop doing that. 7. So Taylor, you're number 7, sir. So you won. All right, Taylor. And of course, you live in Canada, so it will only cost me $4,000 to ship it to you, and you should get it in about 6 months because it's going to take a bit. So Taylor, send me a message to Gamers with Coffee, okay, all spelled together at gmail.com, and let me know it's you. All right, Taylor. So congrats, and let me know it's you. I need a valid postal address. Our only requirement when you win something here is that you let people know that you did. So post in the group when you get it that, a picture showing that we got it to you, or a little video would be cool if you want. That way everybody knows that they get what we say we're sending out. Mr. Baggins said he would do that for us. Actually, he said he was cool enough. He's going to do a little TikTok for us. So we're on TikTok too. If you want, you can follow us there, and Instagram, both Facebook group and Facebook page, and of course YouTube and Twitch. So, but yeah, Taylor, that's all that we require. So you send me an email, sir, and I'll have Ashley take it to the postal service tomorrow. Okay, and we'll just tell them we're shipping a tank. They'll probably tear the box open then. And get you a tracking number and stuff so that you have a way to track the package. I don't know how long it'll take. We sent a helicopter to David from Annex Gaming, and it took a while. It took a while to get. But that would be cool. And I don't know if Frost and Fist are here or Freak, but thank you for stopping by, sir. We appreciate that. And one thing, too, if you guys want, you can hit up our gamer tag, okay, on Xbox Live. Now, because it's cross-platform, too, so if you have a PC or something, we can game with you. That's okay. But it's gamers space W space coffee. Just don't run it together. Now, you can find us on all the other areas by running it together. So you can do that and follow us. That'd be cool. Instagram and YouTube have a little video of this game that we just gave away. It's like 11 minutes. I think you guys check it out and see if it's a game you'd like to play. We enjoyed it. It was fun. It's a fun, quick little game, good for all ages. And Taylor, I think it should be okay, Taylor. I think it'd take, 10, 12 days. I don't know. It doesn't take too long. It seems like, I could drive to Canada in less than 12 hours, but it seems like shipping anything there is up in the air. That's why we'll get you a tracking number so that you can follow the shipment there. Okay. All right. So you can also thank Clint for that. He's the one that purchased this giveaway. So thank you, Clint, for doing that for the group. That is appreciated. We will see you guys again next Sunday. On Wednesdays, we do the podcast. So the company I do the podcasting with, you can hear it on Spotify or iHeartRadio or, Amazon Music if you want. But also, you can call in and be a live part of that if you want to do a call in. I think I can have like 6 guests. So sometimes, or you can just chat. But that's Wednesdays too, at about 4. I've been doing that for a couple years, so about a year and a half. I'm sorry, not 2 years, about a year and a half. But other than that, I am glad you guys showed up. And Taylor, get me that email as soon as you can, so we can get it shipped out in the morning. I'll box it up. Okay. Good night, everybody. Thank you for showing up again. Thank you, guys. You guys have a good rest of your evening. All right? Keep gaming if you can. In my case, While Ashley's gone, I'm going to try and get the control.